Hello and welcome to Role-Playing Public Radio. I am this RPPR Patreon Games GM, Kyle Cardy. Joining me today, would you all mind introducing yourselves and saying your character name as well?
Sure. I'm Chris. I'm playing Violet Travis. Should we say what we do or not yet?
Yeah, sure.
All right. So she's a computer scientist. She works for the DEA's Special Operations Division, which is like their mass surveillance program.
Okay.
Hey, I'm Kyla. I'm playing Iris Flint, a special operator in the U.S. Army.
Okay,
Sweet.
fantastic. So we have a special operative and we have a computer science nerd. And just so I have my stuff straight on my end, she, her pronouns for both of them?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, so here is sort of what's happened so far based on the prompt that we put up in the Role-Playing Public Radio Discord, which if you haven't joined, you absolutely should. So, excuse me, got a bit of the coughs with me. So a hot new role-playing game has made its way around the internet, as well as several like print and play download versions of it. It hasn't gotten that popular yet. In fact, it's mostly concentrated in a relatively local playtest in Missouri. But beyond that, I'm sorry, I said Missouri. It's Wisconsin. It's a late night for me, everybody. In Wisconsin. And so while there are players around the world, this is kind of the general area where the company that is publishing the game, Mauve Storm Games, they have been publishing this game through the internet, and it has actually gone to quite a bit of tension in what circles there are that are interested in games like this. Stars Portent is a role-playing game that's all about magic and fantasy in a real-world version of Earth where magic is actually secretly real, which might be something that's a little familiar to both of you. So Violet and Iris, I do have a question. Are you both operatives or are either of you a friendly of Delta Green?
My thought was that she would be an operative, but that this would probably be her first like official operation that she'd be assigned to.
Okay, I like the sound of that.
I had the same idea. Yeah, she's inducted, but first.
Oh man, first day on the job, y'all. Strap in.
You got to start somewhere.
Yeah, and that's why they have assigned the two of you to this, what they believe to be low-key operation. You see,
what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, what could possibly go wrong?
Yeah, I'm sure everything will be fine.
Easy. Just gotta talk to the publisher. No problem.
Violet, your department, so to speak, has very, very extensive monitoring and surveillance capabilities that would make the Department of Homeland Security blush. And that is originally what brought this to Delta Green's attention. Specifically, you were the one who first discovered the report that was automatically generated by some of these surveillance programs that was talking about how this role-playing game, Stars Portent, might actually contain actual legitimate magic rituals that, in the way that the role-playing and mechanical aspects of the game is constructed, could actually do real magic. The extent of it is unknown, but that's not good, because one thing that Delta Green operatives know is that like 99% of the time, magic's bad. It's especially bad for the people using it and for the people around those who use it. And so that is why both of you have gotten the call This is believed to be a relatively low risk operation. It's not like there's, star vampires or hounds of Tindalos running around out here, but they do want you two to go into Lake Geneva and investigate what's going on in the surrounding area. That is where Mauve Storm Games, the publisher and developer of the role-playing game, is headquartered. It's their only building. And just boy howdy, is this a very popular role-playing game in the area surrounding Geneva Lake. Where are both of you from? Like, are you arriving on the same plane? Have you all been working out of the same building, or are you coming from two radically different parts of the world?
I'm probably coming in from my hometown in Maine.
Okay.
I work in Arlington, Virginia, so that's where I'm coming from.
Okay. So both of you, meet at the airport that you land at. You have a bit of a drive down to Lake Geneva. But the airport terminal is rather bustling, and you were both told to wear something that would be discreet but immediately distinguishing for your partner. So I would like both of you to tell me sort of like, I guess, what you look like and what specifically, or what combinations of things specifically you are wearing that is your like wink, wink, nudge, nudge, it's me sign.
Violet is she's really, really tiny. She like barely clears 5 feet. She has bright red hair. It's like cut into a short bob, and like the classic thick framed glasses. She's not like these other federal employees who dress up and like wear suits and stuff like that. She likes to dress comfortably.
Okay.
And but I think for this occasion, maybe like, I don't know, like a green jacket, like a bright green jacket, something that's like green enough to be an eyesore.
Okay. So
but just a jacket.
Bright green and red hair. Yeah. I like that. Iris, what about you?
Iris is significantly taller than Violet. Close-cropped blonde hair, big blue eyes. Mm-hmm. Not showing up in camo or in the fatigues, but looking probably standing ahead, I can't talk. Probably standing about a head taller than most of the crowd, and she's got just a basic t-shirt, jeans, but she's got like a bright red like scarf around her neck as a sort of warning flag thing.
Okay, cool. So both of you spot what you have been told the other one will vaguely look like. Delta Green, because of its clandestine nature, it isn't exactly in the business of transmitting operatives' pictures over the internet. So you both spot each other from across the terminal. If you have anything that you'd like to say to like sort of introduce each other, if you guys want to do anything like that, or we can just skip that and you all get in the car and you start to head down, because it's going to be a long drive.
I'd probably like go up and I go up and say like, oh, are you here for the group outing to the opera tonight?
Yeah, I got my ticket right here.
Oh, cool. I think the car's the car's waiting outside. That's what the organizer said.
Lead the way, shorty.
Okay.
Beautiful. I love it. So you both get in the car. It's just like everything else that they have told you and prepped you for when it comes to field work. It is nondescript. It's like a 4-door sedan. It's probably a hybrid, just like the most milk toast thing that they could get you.
A Prius.
Yeah, exactly.
The most boring car ever.
Yeah. The shootouts, you have actually probably all heard stories about the shootouts involving Priuses and things like that, like from operatives who have had jobs just go totally belly up. And you all head south to Lake Geneva and Geneva Lake, which it sits upon. It's a relatively nice looking area. I'm going to post a quick little Google Maps just so you guys can sort of see sort of the general lay of the lands. It's beautiful, lots of greenery. It's probably
Wow.
right. It's like breathtaking there. It is probably early to mid-spring, so there's still a little bit of bite in the evening air, but on sunny days like today, it is so perfectly pleasantly warm that almost no one would be able to complain. And you guys get set up at your motel, which is going to serve sort of as your base of operations. And before long, there is a knock at the door, just a very gentle.
Were we expecting anybody?
You were not told that you were expecting anybody, no.
I'll take a peek through the peephole on the door.
Okay. So Kyla, refresh my memory very quickly. Was Iris the character from the last Delta Green game we played?
No, Iris is someone else.
Well, then Iris does not recognize this sweet elderly woman.
Oh no!
Who is sort of standing in the doorway wearing like room service matey type clothes, just very simple, relatively muted colors, a little schmuck pushing the like carriage that holds the supplies. Very sweet, like dark-skinned, gray, curly-haired, elderly woman. And she just very gently knocks again.
Who is it?
We got a civvy at the door. You want to let him in?
Who? Sorry, who?
Civvy, you would know, is shorthand for civilian.
Oh, okay. What are they? I don't. I don't know.
Everyone's
seems like
so
probably
nervous.
not. Seems like
I'll
probably
pop
not.
the door a crack just to look through and say, "Yeah."
Oh, hello there. I'm here for the cleaning service. I'm here to clean out the green box, which you all know. Green box is Delta Green terminology for like a safe haven, a storehouse,
Storage unit or something.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, I look at Iris and I'm like, you're cleaning out the green box?
Well, I am here to empty the green box. Yes, I can come back at another time if you'd like, dear.
No, that's good. Where is the green box?
Well, open the door and I'll clean it out for you.
I open the door.
And as she like rolls the little cart in, you can hear her Iris, because you're the closest one to the door. You can hear under her breath just mutter, "Rookies."
I give her a withering look when she says that.
She does not even flinch, and you are like the equivalent of two of her. She does not care.
I just shrug. I say, you gotta start somewhere.
Case officer gives no fucks.
And I assume you shut the door behind you because, you're not going to make rookie mistakes like that.
No.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm never going to try to like get y'all on stuff that would be obvious that your operative would do. So like, don't worry about saying
trade craft stuff. Yeah,
exactly. Just like the super obvious stuff, I'll let you know. It's just implied that you do it. Cool. And so she wheels in, and then she opens one of the larger hatches on the cart, and sure enough, out just drops kind of unceremoniously a big black garbage bag that is just like stuffed to the brim with stuff. And she sort of like picks it up and puts it on the bed and says, "All right, rookies. Here's everything that you put in with acquisitions." And sure enough, all of the gear that is on your character sheet, like stuff you couldn't have taken on a plane, is there.
Cool.
The kind of the more upsetting thing is that if, like, let's say you have a pistol that has been with you for the longest time, like, and you left it at your house in a lockbox, like, that exact pistol is there. So, like, any iconic gear that you have had with you for most of your life or that you would favor using, it's in there. And she says, okay, so how much do you all know about the job?
This specific job, we know it seems relatively little, but that may be par for the course. We know that there's a game that, I found this report that got flagged that said that the game mechanics and construction might be actual magic, that it was centered in play tests around Lake Geneva. And that we were supposed to investigate and we know about the name of the company that makes it and the name of the game, and that we're supposed to investigate the area and the company.
Oh,
Go in, squint at things, poke things with a stick, leave.
yeah, absolutely. Anything you can do to, well, without getting caught, of course, anything you can do to just really make sure that Mauve Storm's in-house servers just don't ever work ever again and lose all of their data on it. That would just be lovely. As she, like, pops open another secret compartment on this cart and pulls out, like, a thermos, and, like, she unscrews the top and a little bit of steam comes out of it, and she gestures at both of you. Would you care for tea?
Yeah, give me some of that.
And she, like, pours it out into the cap of the thermos and hands it to you. She jiggles it at you, Violet.
Like, sure, yes.
She hands you the full thermos.
Yes. Yeah, okay.
How did she get that thermos back?
She has her ways. And she says, it's a delightful blend of jasmine and oolong.
Yeah, it's very relaxing.
Tastes like grass.
Well, that's not nice. I pride myself on my abilities. But yes, if you could find a way to ensure that the main server cluster that is housing all of the documents and designs for this game is permanently removed, that would be ideal.
Gotcha.
Beyond that, the area is, well, pardon me, before I say something that you might be offended by, do either of you play role-playing games, as I am led to believe they are called?
I did when I was, like, in middle school, but mostly just, like, computer games.
Not my scene.
Good. So this town is lousy with nerd shit. It's all over the place because of some old guy who made a popular game around here or something. I don't really know the details, but there's a big scene for it. So where there's a big scene for something that drew the attention of certain churches during the 80s, there's also a pretty big counterculture. Specifically, you might want to investigate Trap to see if they've done any legwork that might be able to help you in the right direction.
Trap?
Trap, yes. Treat role-playing as pigwash. It's like mad or sad. It's I don't know. It's like
an organization of concerned mothers.
Well, it's actually two very sweet gay men, but yes.
Same idea.
The same gist.
Oh, this is going to be an interesting mission.
Well, I believe that they make their headquarters somewhere in Williams Bay, but I might be mistaken on that. I'm sure you could whip something up with your fancy computer skills, young lady.
Yeah, I can Google it, yeah.
Oh, very good. The Google. Oh, it's so much easier now than it was back then. And she, like, puts the thermos back when you hand it to her, and she like, you know, puts the lid back on. She twists it tight and puts it back in the cart. And as she like goes to put it back, you see that like directly next to where the mug, where the thermos is resting, is a sawed-off shotgun, and it looks very, very old. And it's like right within arm's reach of her while she's moving the cart.
How long have you been doing this?
Gosh. How old are you, young lady?
29.
Before you
Hey,
were
me
born, for
too.
starters. So at least 3 decades. But it's not polite to ask a lady how old she is.
True.
True indeed. So then, if you have any questions, and she, in the same compartment, like she takes the shotgun out, and then behind it, she pulls out 2 burner phones. My number is pre-programmed into these. If you should do something, well, something that's expected of a lot of Delta Green operatives that I've worked with, if I'm being perfectly honest, just throw it in the lake or something. Just don't get caught with it, all right?
Of course.
Very good.
Yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, secrecy. I get it.
Good. Now, do either of you have any questions for me before I get going?
In Williams Bay.
Yeah, I got a question.
Sure. Go for it.
Say we destroy the data. What about physical copies?
Oh.
Yeah, and what about well, I guess you don't know if the people who play the game have become vectors themselves, do you?
Well, I don't really know. They only really call me in to brief people. Right. So from what I have been led to believe from my week in the area is that there are quite a few, what do they call them? Game room stores where people have been playing this with physical copies. So if you do want to get rid of those copies, well, I would say that's very much within the realm of the job description.
Cool.
Obviously, we're not going to be able to stop this as it is online, but if we can stop it from growing, that would be ideal.
What sort of discretion do we have at this point?
Well, don't shoot anybody, hun.
Gotcha. Just you know, it's a question that
unless you totally have to, like,
right.
You'll know if you have to cap somebody.
No
I
doubt.
get it.
No doubt.
Okay. You seem kind of frosty for this. I kind of had you pegged as a bit of a nerd.
Well, you know.
Well,
what's a federal employee without some emotional baggage?
Oh, you're quite a cheeky one. I like you. She's like sitting on your beds right now.
Okay, yeah. I don't know. Do you have any other questions, Iris?
No, nothing comes to mind.
Alrighty then.
If anything does pop to mind if I give you a buzz?
Oh, absolutely. Give me a buzz. And, well, if things go particularly belly up, also give me a call then. These things tend to happen. So if it gets particularly bad, don't worry. We'll call in a wet work team if we have to.
Great. That sounds perfect.
Yeah. Trusting you to watch my 6.
So I actually do have a question because this shit might actually call for a helplessness roll for sanity. How bad was the incident that brought you into the fold? Like, how wild did shit pop off?
For me?
Yeah.
Well, I don't really know. Like my idea was that she was like basically providing nearby offsite surveillance for a raid that none of the operatives that went into the raid came back out of it, and she only sort of heard what happened, and it was just horrible and indistinguishable, and Delta Green contacted her shortly after that.
I like that a lot. So definitely you are going to have to do a sanity helplessness roll. What about you, Iris?
I imagine she wasn't involved in the direct incident, probably came upon the aftermath, wondered what in the ever unholy hell happened. And when she did her ham-fisted poking around on the green, said, hey, you want in?
You want in on this? Okay, so that'll probably be actually you're a vet, right? Like Iris has probably murdered somebody. She's special ops, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, probably nothing from you. You've seen this before you even came into the fold. But Violet,
don't.
definitely sanity from you.
Yeah, I passed my sanity check.
Okay, so 0 sand damage.
Right.
But it is definitely like disturbing that she's just so ready to be like, yeah, we'll call in a kill team. Don't sweat.
Yeah, this is serious stuff.
So, with that, it sort of is turned over to y'all. If you have any like specific questions about the general area, there's some obvious stuff you'll have, but you could roll for certain stuff. So
just to be clear, the town is called Lake Geneva, and there is also a Geneva Lake.
Yes, the town begins with Lake. The lake begins with Geneva.
Right. Okay. Cool. I guess. I don't know. What do you think, Iris?
Maybe. No. Trap seems like the only lead we've got right now, unless you want to go knocking on the game company's front door.
Yeah.
There's also the role-playing clubs.
The clubs. Yeah. I could do. I was thinking to just start out, do like, do it kind of an internet or computer search to first off just try and see if I can find out some of the names of the role-playing clubs or game room stores that these activities might be taking place at, and then I guess maybe after that anything I can glean about Trap from the internet, and obviously Mauve Storm at some point, but maybe we don't need to start quite yet there.
Okay. Yeah. So then for that one, just to do regular old computers, I'm gonna ask for computer science just for like the general searching the internet style business.
I rolled a natural 1.
Okay, so that's a pretty good. So with a natural 1, sorry, I'm shuffling around my like little quick start packet here. So that is the best critical success you can get with a natural 1.
Impale.
So you get all the information. So there are 3 major role-playing groups in the area that are play testing this game. One of them is in Fontana on Geneva Lake, which is a little town on the opposite side of Geneva Lake from the town you are in right now. One of them is in Lake Geneva, and one of them is in Williams Bay. So they're sort of spread out all across the lake at large. And the like lead game masters for those groups. One group is led by a woman named Kat Ramirez. One group is led by a woman named Lauren Parnagian. And one group is led by a man named Chris Alden.
Sweet. How big is the lake? I guess I could look it up myself.
It's pretty big. Like it's at least like 5 miles in width, but maybe it's only a mile across on average. In the opposite direction.
Like. Yeah. Oh no, not the European one. Geneva Lake, Wisconsin.
That's Lake Geneva.
Yeah.
Yep.
Lake Geneva is the town in America. Okay, I got it straight now.
It's okay. It happens.
Okay, yeah. Cool. Length of 7.
So, while Violet is doing all of this, Iris, is there anything that you would like to do, like hitting the pavement or just anything like that?
I think hitting the pavement will work. Maybe reconnoiter, figure out where they are, see if anything weird's going on in town.
So for that one, I would say I'm looking at the skill list right here. Let's just go with a simple alertness then. Actually, so I guess it's a more important question. Are you just sort of looking and talking to people, or are you just literally walking around and seeing what you can see?
I'm walking and seeing what I can see.
Okay, so then yeah, we will call that alertness. So go ahead and give me an alertness. I am going to give you a minus 10% penalty just because of like the improbability of what you're doing.
So that'd be a 50 to it.
All right, that's
42.
Nice. So with a 42, you actually come across Mauve Storm Games' headquarters. Maybe you were subconsciously drawn there, but you get a decent look at it. It's a relatively small 2-story building, kind of older, almost brownstony, which is kind of odd given the area. But it's getting a little bit on in the day. It's probably about 4:30 p.m. And it looks like the employees of the company are cutting out early for the day. And you see two of them sort of around two cars that are parked next to each other. You don't know their names because, you know, that hasn't been researched yet. But one looks to be a relatively middle-aged white man. He kind of looks like Steve Jobs when he was a little bit younger. And the other looks like a younger, some sort of Asian woman, probably around the same age as Iris. And she has much more of a like kind of grungy look, like she has like a safety pin through her ear. What is interesting though is both of them are wearing turtlenecks of different colors, and both of them are vaping.
It's like Bizarro Land Apple.
Yes, it is. It is anti-Apple. But yeah, and they sort of just look like they're sort of having a conversation. There is a way that you would be able to like continue walking on the sidewalk towards like a tiny little restaurant that is nearby that would bring you near them if that's something that you would be interested in.
Oh, heck yes.
I figured. So for this one, I'm gonna give it stealth, and I'm gonna give you a plus 10% because like you're just walking down the street. It's probably pretty easy to slip on by.
Yeah. Okay, that'd be 60. Let's see here. 100.
So
That's a crit fail.
the worst critical fail you could get. So you're
awesome.
walking.
It begins.
You're like, okay, I got this. Iris, you've done this before. Just be a normal civvy, and just you can get close and walk by them, and it'll be fine. It'll be all good. And then you get close, and unfortunately, some of like the asphalt that you step on comes just the slightest bit loose under your foot, and you just beef it directly in front of them. And they sort of like look down at you, remove the vape pens from their mouth, you know, exhale a nice cloud of like purplish tinted cotton. And the young woman extends her hand down to you and says, "Hey, you all right?"
Yeah, I'm good. I'm fine.
Do you take her hand?
Yes.
So there's like, maybe it's the turtleneck, but there's like one of those static shocks when you touch somebody that just sort of happens randomly when she pulls you up. And it stings just a little bit on your hand, but no more than regular static shocks would.
Hurts less than me face planting into the ground.
Yeah, no doubt. She says, you all right? We've been trying to get the city to repave this lot. It's kind of a mess. You okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. Thanks.
Yeah, it's no big deal. Don't even worry about it. We got some first aid stuff in the building. Do you want us to take a look at it?
Nah, I'm good. It'll probably bruise in the morning, but that's about it. I've had worse.
You sure? It's really no problem.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm fine. Thanks.
Okay. Oh, okay. Well, have a good night. Try not to fall over.
Yeah, I guess I need better shoes. And I beat a hasty retreat.
So yeah, you kind of make a fool out of yourself in front of them. From like a logistical standpoint, they know your face now. Like you are certain that they could pick you out of a lineup.
I'm made. Well,
100% you are made. Well, this is the dice or not in your favor. And so you return back to the motel, I assume, or is there something else you want to do while you're out on the town outside of like getting an ice pack?
Nothing else comes to mind.
Okay. So you ski-daddle on back to the motel. And it's about that time that Violet, you finish your search. You get all of that good information. And you also get sort of the precursory information on Mauve Storm Games. It's only 2 employees. And the employees' names are Troy Winters and Britta Smith.
And sorry, you cut out for a sec. Where is
this?
I'm
sorry. This is back in the motel.
No, I know, but they're the employees where? Troy Winters and Britta Smith?
For Mauve Storm Games. They're
for
the
Mauve
only...
Storm Games.
Yeah.
Thank you.
No problem. Sorry, I cut out. Okay. So that's what you have. And when Iris walks back in, you see that she does sort of have like a nasty little like scrape on her face.
Oh no. What happened?
I ate shit.
Damn. Well,
Bright side, I figured out where Mauve Storm is.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, bad news. I ate shit in front of people.
Oh, well, hey, out of character, would I have discovered in looking up Mauve Storm and getting the employees' names? Do they have like pictures on the internet on either the website or on
big time
Google search? Yeah,
social media for sure.
Oh yeah, and of course, yeah. So I pull up pictures of Troy and Britta, and I say, "Well, was any of the people you fell in front of either of these two?"
Oh, it's them for sure.
Yep, that one and that one.
Right,
hey, here's the thing: they still wearing turtlenecks in the picture.
That's weird.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're not the same turtlenecks, but they are.
Steve Jobs wore literally the same turtleneck every day for like 20 years. So I don't know how suspicious that is.
True, but they're not Steve Jobs.
Yeah. Okay, so interesting. You didn't get like what kind of car they were getting into or what the license plate number was or anything like that, did you?
Did I? I don't think I did.
Would that be something that Iris would have been looking for? Because the license plate numbers and like the car models, that's relatively incidental. So you could have that if you think Iris would have looked for that.
Yeah, probably.
Then yes, you have the license plate numbers, and the cars are relatively unremarkable. Well, like one of them's like a Tesla and the other one's like a truck.
All right. Yeah, I'm just thinking we may not need to, but we may be able to bug their cars. We can think about it.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then I also tell Iris what I found out about the game rooms. There are 3 various points around the lake. I have the names of the owners. There's one in town here. How long would it take us like to drive from Lake Geneva to, for example, Williams Bay?
I would say from Lake Geneva to Williams Bay, probably not terribly long, like probably 20, 30 minutes tops.
Cool.
Like it's only like 5-ish, 6-ish miles, and that's like with traffic.
Got it. And what time is it now in the day?
By the time you get back, it's probably about 6 p.m.
Cool. All right.
What you thinking?
I want to surveil Mauve Storm. I am also thinking to possibly try and surveil one of these game rooms on a night when they're doing the play test.
What, like infill?
Like with bugs.
Oh, well, weird.
Possibly.
There is an open playtest at Chris's table in I believe I said he was in Williams Bay, and if I didn't, then he's in Williams Bay. And it is an open playtest, and it is in 1 hour.
In 1 hour? Oh boy.
We'd always just do an in-person thing.
Well, if there is magic, I don't know if that's a good idea. But we might be able to watch. I don't know if we should play, but we might be able to watch from the outside somewhere.
Oh, please, it's a game. I doubt there's actual magic.
All right. Well, maybe you go in and I'll stay in the van and use my binoculars.
Yeah, and if anything does decide to try to eat my face, I'll just punch it.
All right. Yeah, you're good at punching. I'm not.
Here I thought I'd get the nerd. Oh man. Okay.
No, you're getting the operator pretending to be a nerd.
I love it. So you both get in your Prius and you drive to Williams Bay, and you stop in front of a place that is literally called the Game Room Store. And yeah, so Violet, you are waiting outside then.
Well, so it takes us about a half hour to get there. What's the scene like at the store when we arrive? Is it still open for business?
Oh, no doubt. It is bumping, actually, as the kids say. We'll say that it is like Friday night. And so that means that like the store is open later than usual. Like they're saying open till like 1 a.m. tonight.
All the cool kids are playing role-playing games.
Mm-hmm. It's Friday Night Magic. There's some, war games going on. There's a bunch of role-playing games going on. It's a big building too, like 2 stories, very sprawling.
Okay, cool.
I would kill for something like that out here, IRL.
There's one near me that's like that, and it is banging.
Dang, we have I'm in New York City, and we have a few, but nothing like that. But okay, well, here's sort of what I'm thinking. I would like to first off see if we can get a sense of which table, without being too obvious, of which table this game is being played at. Unless you want to play, Iris, which is on you. I'm not going to stop you, but I don't think I'm going to. What I want to try and do is see if I can surreptitiously put a remote camera somewhere that I can watch from.
Okay. So you want to bug?
Yes.
So there is like a roster. I mean, I assume you're both walking into the store at the very least.
Yes. To start, that's my plan.
Yeah.
So you're greeted. It's a very well lit place. The staff is friendly. It's literally like the kind of store that folks would kill for to play at. And you see sort of like near the front towards the register there's like a binder. And when you open it, it shows like what table numbers are being used for what stuff today. Cool. And so eventually you do find Chris's group. And there are 2 opening slots for that play test. But like you have the number, you sort of geolocate where it is.
Yeah.
It's on the 2nd floor, sort of tucked away in a back corner. Apparently they're getting a little bit of special privileges. But yeah, that's what you got.
So is there anywhere maybe, I don't know, on a shelf of books or boxes or amongst figurines or somewhere that I could sneak a tiny little camera?
I mean, yes, but let's see what role we want. I'm going to call it instead of like searching for that, I'm gonna say yes, you find one, and I would like to call it stealth to plant the bug.
You got it. I got an 85, which is a failure.
Okay, so yeah, you plant the bug just fine, like it goes off without a hitch.
Great.
Which is arguably worse than if you fell and made a fool of yourself.
Yeah, perfect. No one's gonna find it. I'm confident of that.
Yeah, you do. You are so confident. And Iris, you can see that like the players, it looks like 3 of them have already gathered, in addition to the game master. Will you be joining tonight?
This is a stupid idea, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Yes.
It's part of the fun. I just think that first off, like one of us should be removed to call for help if we need it.
Love it. I think that's a very smart way to do things. So then, I assume that means that Violet, you're gonna sort of peace out back to the surveillance Prius and
yes.
Watch what you can.
Surveillance Prius.
So you head off, and Iris, you sort of approach the group. You've definitely been catching some attention just by virtue of being like, you're almost like 6 something, right? You said she was huge.
Yeah, probably 6'1".
Okay, so yeah, like 6'1" definitely catches some attention. But then when you like do get towards the group proper, the game master, which seems to be Caucasian, younger man, maybe in his mid to late 20s, kind of mop top of brown hair, glasses, relatively unremarkable, but he is very well dressed. Walks up to you and says, "Oh, hey, are you interested in playtesting Star's Portent with us?"
Yeah, if you don't mind someone who's green.
Sure, absolutely. I'm Chris, and he extends his hand to you.
I will shake his hand and say, Irina.
Oh, awesome. When you touch his hand, you get a little static shock.
Like the one I got back at the parking lot?
Yeah, weird. Maybe it's a coincidence.
Total coincidence.
I'm sure it's nothing major. This is fine.
Because if you want, you can roll. I guess I would say maybe int times 5 if you believe Iris would find that suspicious.
Iris would probably find it a little weird, yeah.
Then you can go ahead and give me int times 5.
Okay, that's a 50. 9.
Yeah, it's odd. Definitely something to keep your eye out for. But like this young fella, he is not vaping and he is not wearing a turtleneck.
He's just some civilian. Who cares?
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, the next time it happens, you will know that it means something kind of wild.
Third time's the sanity check. That's what they say.
Third time you get electrocuted and die.
I thought it was 3 times his enemy action.
So you sit down at the table. The other players introduce themselves. It looks like they're all first timers as well. So the game sort of begins and goes from there. Here's a question. Violet.
Yes.
Did you put like an earpiece for Iris or anything like that? Like you have that equipment.
You mean like so
like you can talk to her.
Oh yeah, I assume so. Yeah, and like probably put a little microphone on her as well.
Cool. So for that, go ahead and roll microelectronics for me.
I got a 3, which is a success.
This one for sure is really good. So you wire her perfectly. So you can sort of hear what's going on, and currently through the camera, you can still see what is going on.
Cool.
And you take a seat at the table, Iris, and everyone introduce themselves. Gameplay begins. It's a role-playing game, like I mentioned before. It's sort of like a real world magic is a secret situation, and like there's an evil government conspiracy that's trying to like kill magic users because the magic users are servants of like very benevolent gods and stuff like that. But boy howdy, this evil organization, Alpha Blue, they sure are just utter monsters.
Come on, who names their evil organization after a color? That's just silly.
That's foolish.
It's not scary sounding at all.
No, come on, throw a number in there or something.
So I'm gonna need a couple of things from you. The first one is gonna be Hume Int, which it does not look like you have a very high score of.
No, I do not have a. My human is base. Oh, this is gonna suck.
Uh-oh.
Okay, roll. Oh, that's an 80. That's a fail.
Yeah, so like it's very, very unsettling. You have a hard time keeping your composure while playing this game. I will need a sand check from you because like the actual adventure that they are running through, this is going to be kind of hard for you to stomach, but the adventure that they are running through revolves around a team of special ops members who come across basically the aftermath of a horrific confrontation with Alpha Blue that cost the lives of many, many operatives. It's almost verbatim your backstory.
It's almost verbatim the thing that got me in here in the first place.
Yes, so I will need helplessness.
Okay. That is 10.
Damn. So it's only going to be 1 sand point for penalty for your success, which is good because it could have been a lot worse. But yeah, like this is verbatim. There is even a character in the adventure named Iris Flint. You are very lucky you gave a fake name.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That could have been bad.
And so like you sort of do your best. Do you have anything that you're trying to do while you're playing?
Well, I'm going to call dibs on the character named after me first and foremost, because no.
Oh, no, you misunderstand. Iris Flint is the bad guy.
Oh shit.
Yes, you do misunderstand. Iris Flint is the villain. You have to kill yourself.
Oh my god, that's fucked up. Okay, mostly just try to say maybe, maybe look at it from Iris's point of view, or play contrarian, basically.
Give me charisma because that's fucking delightful. Yes.
Let's see here. Let me roll for it.
Mm-hmm. It's charisma times 5. Anyway.
Missed it by that much.
54. Oofa doofa. I'm sorry. Like the other players sort of seem to be having a hard time empathizing with Iris Flint. She is a monster, and once she sort of got swept up and victimized by Alpha Blue, she began to do horrible things to people. But eventually, whether you like it or not, the team does kill you in a pretty horrific way, as befits a villain of Iris Flint's stature. So, Violet.
Yes.
Hey. So you're sort of watching the stream on your tablet, and about halfway through the game, just like this like sort of purplish static crosses your tablet. Like it's almost like an old tube television static, except it's very purple tinted. And then the feed just cuts off altogether after a blinding purple flash of light.
Iris, say, so, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Yes, you still have that means of communication.
Okay, great.
And Iris.
My feed just went out. How's everything going?
Oh.
Quick,
I'm talking to somebody else at the same time.
Yeah,
So it's
so,
like, yeah.
it's like one of the other players was like, "So what do you think we should do?" What was the fake name you gave?
Irina.
What do you think we should do, Irina?
Well, this is going interesting.
Yeah, no, I think so too. But like, what are we gonna do? I think we might need to perform the ritual so that we can bind Iris before she can summon reinforcements.
I don't know. I don't know. I gotta get a soda or something. You guys just take 5.
And
can I take 5?
The GM is like, "Oh yeah, it's fine, totally. Just like go grab a pop and we'll see you when you get back."
Yeah,
Get out of there. Get back to the car. Back to the fucking car.
Okay, so you're bailing midway through the game then.
I'm bailing mid-game.
Do you take your playtest packet with you?
Yes.
Okay. So
Of course I'm taking it with me.
Yeah, no, I do. You get back in the car and y'all just fucking burn out.
That raises a lot of disturbing questions.
How did they know?
Yeah, man.
How did they know? How?
I mean,
man,
it could be a coincidence, but this could be
my name.
Well,
my
that's really
name.
weird. That's really weird. But to be frank, what I'm thinking about is like, is this a coincidence or is this a potential exposure of the program?
Fuck the program, man. This is an exposure of me.
You better hope that no one just heard you say that.
I'm in the car when I'm saying this.
Well, who knows? I pull the car over and I check the car for bugs.
Well, this like as you say, you better hope no one heard that, and you begin to pull the car over. Both of your phones ring.
Motherfucker.
Is it it's the pre-programmed number?
It is the pre-programmed number.
Yes.
What?
Oh, how are you all doing tonight?
Been better, been worse.
Shitty.
Oh no, that sounds terrible. Are we getting settled in?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well then, just wanted to call and check in and make sure you didn't need anything.
There is one thing that is concerning me right now.
Of course.
So we just scoped out one of the play tests of this game, and there was a lot of disturbing stuff that we'll continue to investigate and put in the report. But there's one thing that I thought would be of interest to you, which is that the game, or at least this adventure that they played, seemed to revolve around an evil clandestine black box government program called Alpha Blue.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shit. Bonus points. The agent of it in their villain has my name.
Oh, it sounds like you're fucked, sweetheart.
Yeah, no shit. I'm fucked, Granny.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't know what you want me to tell you. That's really bad. Well,
yeah, so we're gonna try and save our asses and shut this down. But yeah, we thought that it was in the program's interest to know that there may be some sort of potential exposure here.
Okay, well, I appreciate the heads up. Well, I guess lethal force is authorized.
Yeah, figured.
Just quick question. When you were playing which one of you was playing the game, or was it both of you?
Yo, just me.
All right. When you were playing the game, did you perchance get a look at any of the incantations that they were speaking for their magics? Did you finish the game?
No.
Oh. Well, damn. Okay.
I have the player hand thing. Yeah. Whatever they call this thing.
Good. Well, then, if I had to start nudging you in a direction, perhaps looking into what they're trying to communicate with or do magic in the name of could benefit us.
Yeah. All right. All right. Well, we'll keep digging into this. We have some more leads we're lined up to pursue tomorrow. But yeah, we wanted to let you know about Alpha Blue and the possibility of a leak.
I'll have a cleanup team on standby.
Roger.
Okay.
Yeah.
And she just hangs up unceremoniously.
Fuck, Violet.
Yeah. Way they go appreciate it until you're in the middle of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, getting that picture. Jesus Christ.
So, all right. So, what time is it now?
It's probably about 11:30, 11:45. Like, it's getting on.
All right. So yeah. I guess I assumed I was driving because I was in the car. Do you have out of character?
Huh?
Do you?
I think you're cutting out.
You would get better driver than me. I don't have.
40.
I don't have
40 drive. So it looks like you would probably
dressed and shaky.
Yeah. Violet has
And
50, so yeah.
Yeah. No, I have 50 dodge. I think not drive.
My mistake. So then, you would have the higher drive.
So Violet gets out of the car and like checks under and like pulls some of the cushions out to make sure that like there's nothing, like no microphones or anything weird like that, and then gets in the passenger seat afterwards.
Give me Surge.
I don't actually have Surge. I think that's a failure. What's the base?
You know what? Then I'll let you use microelectronics because you're looking for microelectronics. Or SIGINT. I would also allow that.
Okay, let's see. I have microelectronics and SIGINT are both 60, and I got a 46.
Okay, it's clean.
All right.
And Stan.
All right. Are you okay to drive, Iris?
Yeah, I'm fine.
So you all get back in the car and
go back to the motel.
Scootaloo on back.
Yeah. God. So here are questions that I have, Iris. It seemed like did it seem like this Alpha Blue thing was the premise of the whole game, or just this one adventure that they were playing?
I don't know, man.
You couldn't tell.
Seems like it was the whole thing.
All right, I think we need to look at this playbook, this playtest book.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So for that could be a couple of things. Does anybody have a cult above base?
No.
Okay. Well, if you want, you could do a cult at base. I would allow, because I believe SIGINT is like the communication of like coded messages and things like that.
Yeah, it's like signal patterns, but also like cryptography, I think, has been folded into SIGINT.
Then I would permit SIGINT, and I would permit I'll permit military science as well. I see that you have that, Iris.
Yep.
I'll give SIGINT the old college try.
It's only about like the playtest packet y'all have is only about 10 pages long, and it's mostly focused on like the general rules as well as Iris's character. So it's not like exhaustive. It's actually quite lean.
Got it. So I did get a 35 out of 60 for SIGINT.
That's very good. And how did military science do?
46 out of 60.
Okay. So you are both quite successful. So military science, here is sort of what you know about the game. It's very like tactically oriented. I mean, as much as a role-playing game could be, but like it's kind of ridiculous. Like they have like stats in the game and maneuvers all about like gun fondling and stuff like that. Like it's so sort of thorough and fetishy that it's either someone who has a military fetish or someone who was ex-military was part of the team who wrote this.
Okay, somebody who did their research or somebody who actually knew which end of a gun was which.
Yes. And for Sigint, whoo boy, I'm gonna need a sanity check.
Yeah. I got a natural 4 actually.
Damn.
I know.
Okay.
I'm using electronic dice, so it's
Listen,
it's not like the ions are unevenly weighted,
They're not science dice.
Yeah.
So with that, it's still going to be 1 sanity, just because you are reading a tome.
Yeah.
Humankind was not meant to read. It's kind of wild, actually. The way that the game makes use of certain like ritualizations and mechanics, it's almost designed to have like call and response style ritual casting, where in the way that like in a game like this, like or out of character, like a game that we are playing right now on Google Hangouts, like where the GM says, "Oh, I need X skill," and then the person might respond with like X skill, and then it's like, yes, that skill, and then they roll the dice and then they say the number. Sort of the way it's constructed, in the way that it would lead someone to speak, like almost like a conditioning response.
Right.
They are answered with when you sort of connect the words that would be used, like the last few letters and the first few letters of the next word, they are actually spell words, like words from a grimoire.
Oh.
Any spell words in particular?
So it depends. I mean, like, languages aren't really super duper a thing in Delta Green as far as I'm concerned. Like, there are language skills.
Right.
But, like, you don't have any, like, elders speak languages, do you?
No, of course not. No.
So then you can write them down, but you will have to research them, and that would take like, another computer science and access to Delta Green's like
For sure.
Digital libraries and things like that. Like that would take you a while, but yes, you can piece the words together.
All right, cool.
But yeah, like there's a lot of shit like that in the way this game is designed, to the point where like there's even like odd die shapes and things like that. Like it makes use of like D3s and things like that. Like dice.
Would you say like non-Euclidean dice?
Some might say that the dice are non-Euclidean. I'm very glad you picked up on that so quickly.
Oh dear.
That's clearly out of character.
Yeah, the penny
sure.
just dropped out of character on that. Oh.
So yeah, that's what you all have.
All right.
I turn it back over to y'all.
All right. So it's probably like well after midnight at this point.
Oh, no doubt. It's like 1 a.m.
Yeah. Probably let's come up with a game plan, I guess, and then sleep and then do more work tomorrow.
Well,
I suppose. So what seems like the next step of action here?
trap.
A trap? What sort of trap?
No, I mean
trap. Oh yeah, that.
Not
Williams Bay. You're okay. Trap, right?
For a second, I was like, okay, who are we trapping?
Yeah.
I was like, oh wait, no, that's my secret acronym.
I was like, I love traps, but
call me.
there are a lot of people to try and trap here.
if we just put like a big biohazard tent over the town and call it even.
Yeah,
just we'll call it a wash, y'all.
I do, because did our, I guess we'll call her our handler. Did she tell us what to call her? Did she tell me? Did she give us
No.
No? Okay.
We really gotta ask her next time.
So our handler told us that we should see about these rituals as well. So yeah, trap is good, and then maybe at some point also, or unless you want to go do that by yourself, maybe that's less of a dangerous thing.
I'm
They always
not
say
good
that.
with people.
Me neither. So
None of you have persuasion or anything.
I don't.
No.
Oh no!
No, she's Violet's antisocial.
I love it. I love it.
I usually only deal with people at gunpoint.
That's fair.
You know, she likes computers. She likes, codes and patterns, and she likes that she can program them and they'll do what she tells them, what she tells them to. And she doesn't like that people don't always follow logical, patterns that she can understand.
That's fair.
So anyways, all right. So let's hit the hay for now, unless it'll probably take me a while. Yeah, I don't want to stay up all night. It seems like
it'll
morning.
take a bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, nothing else to research real quick for now. So yeah, I'm ready to try and hit the hay for the night.
So
Rack out, basically.
you both just doze off and nothing weird happens in your dreams at all. It ain't one of those adventures.
No, that was the last one.
It sure was. And you both wake up. You head down to the hotel's like continental breakfast. You get what you need to get your nosh on.
Like soggy bacon and runny scrambled eggs.
Runny
toast.
instant. Yep. Like fruit that is just a little too dense and hard to be enjoyable.
Coffee where like the grinds just collect at the bottom of the cup and like it looks just kind of like water on top of that.
We're just dunking on motels now. So do y'all eat in like the little calf, or do you want to take it back to your room?
Let's take it back to the room.
So you head back.
I suppose while we're eating, I don't know. I want to try and see if I can. How does getting access to like Delta Green's like database work? Do I have to get like special access from the handler, or is that something we would have as operatives?
So the way that I believe it works is that it's like a tier-based system. Like there's stuff that not all agents get to know, but as an actual agent, you have access to a pretty good amount of the digital library.
All right.
And so you were provided with an encrypted laptop that allows you access to that. And like, it has stuff to your and the specifications of other agents like yourself.
Right.
And yeah, so you have all that ready to go. So that would just be straight up comp sci if you want to dig into that.
While I'm sipping my watery coffee and shoving scrambled eggs in my mouth, I am going to make a computer science roll. And I got a 28 out of 80. I do.
Okay. You do very well. Iris, you just chilling?
Now watch over his shoulder.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you tower over the small young lady and just like
You got solitaire on this thing?
Okay, so I was gonna say, is Iris intelligent? Or is she bored by shit like this?
Let me check my stats. Just normal intelligence.
Okay. So like then I guess you tell me, like, would she find this fascinating, or by like hour 2 is this just like the drollest shit on the planet?
Probably by hour 2 it'd be boring.
Okay. So you're, fucking around in the room watching like HBO or something by hour 3 then.
Binging on Game of Thrones or something.
Oh yeah, for sure. It's Westworld. It's season 2. It's finally here. And so Violet, you do begin to get a couple of hits. Now, Iris, you have not told Violet about the static electricity, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Violet, what specifically, using the clues that you sort of have so far, in addition to the words, are you investigating?
What am I investigating? The combinations of letters and
Mhm.
I guess like rituals seems to be
Mhm.
ritual like I don't know what it would be I don't know what it would be to read like what the word is, but like not like clairvoyance, but like the
Precognition?
yeah, precognition, or like the uncanniness of the similarity to, I don't know what the word for that is, of the game to
Okay,
real
yeah.
life. You know what I'm saying?
Like divination rituals and things
Yeah,
like
that would be a way to say it, I suppose. Yeah.
Okay. So the first couple of things that you learn about is the language that is being used is Senzar, which is sort of based on your investigations. Senzar was a language used by the inhabitants of Atlantis before humans settled there. It's interesting because it's a dialect of Senzar. And a lot of the words that are being like used in this are words that sort of begin to bear weird significance to you. Specifically, words such as light, words like jolt, words such as bring. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm stretching really quickly. And then there is one interesting, and it just says storm. So light, jolt, storm,
and bring.
and bring.
Light, jolt, bring, and storm.
You did get one more.
Yeah.
It is the most interesting one of the words. It is the word purple.
Oh boy. Should I
Yeah.
make a sanity check for that?
I would, yes, very much like a helplessness sanity check.
I did pass that. I got a 58 out of 69.
You're okay. So it just like now you sort of know what to look out for, I guess. But like the specific entities or creatures that these words might relate to are currently lost on you. That's further research, unfortunately.
All right, cool.
Oh, I'm sorry, and there is actually one more word. Wealth.
Interesting. So I take out my burner phone and I text an encrypted message to I call the handler.
Okay. You want to put her on speaker?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. The first time you call, it doesn't go through. Like it goes to voicemail. It rings and rings and rings, and then it goes to voicemail.
I just say, hey, I just have a question about the errand you asked me to run. If you could give me a call back when you get a chance, thanks.
Okay. So you do that. Is there anything like, do you want to share this information with Iris?
I'm like sitting, I hang up the phone and I'm like looking at my computer and I'm like, light, jolt, bring, storm.
Jolt?
Yeah. These are the words. I don't know.
Jolt, like
yeah, jolt, storm.
You think it's jolt for sure. You think it's jolt.
Yeah, jolt.
Hey, Violet.
What's up?
I forgot to tell you something.
Oh, fuck. What?
Okay, look.
Oh,
when I shook the guy's hand at the game thing, whatever they call it, yeah, I got a little bit of an electric shock.
And then that very night.
It also happened when I ate shit the other day in front of the HQ.
Wait, so in the morning, you ate shit in front of the...
And somebody who works there lent me a hand standing up.
And you got a jolt.
Mm-hmm.
And then later that night...
Another jolt.
And also you were the primary antagonist in this company's game.
Yeah.
Well.
Weird.
That's a curious chain of events, if you ask me.
Can I make a sand check for that?
I am so happy you asked. Yes, you can.
72 out of 69.
Yeah.
Fail.
Woofa doofa. So sorry. That's gonna be. I'm gonna roll this. That's gonna be a D6 of sand damage.
Oh my god.
Well, listen. On the plus side, I did roll a 1. So
Phew.
calls them as I sees them. But yeah, like the revelation of like what the fuck just happened kind of makes your your blood turn to ice for a second.
Holy fuck.
All right. So that's curious. We got to know more about the people who we got to figure out what's going on with this company. Let's go talk to Tarp. Let's see what they know, and then we'll try and dig into this company's servers if we can.
Yeah, maybe finagle a way in and physically destroy the things. I mean,
I can see we can try, just like I can, give it the old try, the old hack into the mainframe, but yeah, we may have to destroy it physically. We'll see.
Yeah. Okay.
So you guys want to head to trap?
Yeah, unless you have another idea, Iris.
Nothing comes to mind.
All right. So you guys walk directly into a trap. So
and one more time, what does it stand for?
Treat role-playing as pigwash. And pigwash is like a southern and midwestern slang for like nonsense, like poppycock.
And can we tell from the website like whether this is like a religious group? Is that their primary motivation?
Yeah, homie.
Yeah. Okay.
Was there any other kind?
No, I didn't think so, but I just figured I'd confirm.
Yeah,
hey,
no.
If need be, we can always pin it on them.
Oh my god, I love how this is a good group. I like playing with you too. So you all drive to Trap's head. What the? Sorry, there's just like a loud bang outside my apartment. 1 second.
Probably just a car backfiring.
Yeah, maybe. We're good. It's fine. It caught my interest. So you hop in the vehicle and you begin your drive. And again, I believe I said that they were headquartered in Williams Bay.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
And just so it gets said, while she drives, I'm gonna keep an eye out to make sure we're not like, being followed, anything like that.
You check
stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you check for bugs and all that stuff. It's fine.
Yeah.
One thing that is a little off-putting though, it looks like you guys did just legitimately forget to turn the lights off in like the headlights off. You set them to auto and then you forget to turn them off and they turn themselves off. But when you turn the car on this morning, they kick back on. And that's sort of when you realize that the headlights are halogen bulbs, which cast this sort of like purplish aura on the wall of the hotel as you pull away. And then
was it like that before? Did the light?
Yeah.
Okay.
It was like that before, but like now you are all acutely aware of this color.
Yeah. Purple. Yeah. My name.
Listen,
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm just saying, I'm delighted. Because irises are also purple sometimes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's true. They are. Oh,
All right. So these.
oh
so
dear.
and
You
also
have no idea how excited I was when you said those.
So and also while we're driving, I'm just gonna recap. So she has the full list of words in mind. The list I got was purple light, jolt, bring, wealth, and storm.
Yes.
So there's something about purple light. Apparently, there's something about the jolts.
Purple and light are two separate words. I do want to
totally, yeah.
emphasize
I
that
guess
just in
I'm
case.
just yeah. Okay, cool. I guess my in character,
You jumped to a conclusion.
Yeah,
totally fine.
Yeah. And bring wealth. That also seems, this is actually, now that I'm looking at that while we're driving, is there a way that I could look into their financial statements? The company Mauve Storm's financial statements?
So they are not publicly traded, but I would say that like you could sort of do some eyeballing with a computer science. However, that's going to be like a lot of weird Googling, and it's going to be at minus 20%.
All right. Yeah, I'll give it a try. What I'm looking for, to be clear, is I want to see if there is any noticeable uptick in like their earnings since the publication of this game.
Absolutely. Go for it.
That makes sense to me.
And I passed. I got a 20 out of 80 on computer 20 out of 60 on computer science.
So Mauve Storm Games, which you now realize mauve is a shade of purple. They were not always called Mauve Storm Games. Troy and Britta worked together previously, and they never really had much success with anything. Like the only thing that they have on, like, say, Drive-Through RPG is like a copper title at the very highest. And they've published a bit on there, so definitely they weren't doing so great. But once they changed names, and their first product was Stars Portent, that was when they began to start getting this buzz. Like local newspapers have covered it. Some fan zines have covered it. It's not quite so big that it's on like EN World or anything like that, but
and
it's a cult hit, basically.
Yeah, and it's convenient. The controversy is a convenient way to explain the sort of surge in popularity.
Bingo.
So bring storm wealth. Those are three of the words in this rule book. And their name is Mauve Storm. And they got wealthy after people started playing this game. Curious. Curiouser and curiouser.
Very interesting.
That's weird.
So, you all arrive at the relatively like quaint like Catholic center that Trap uses as like its offices. It's also the offices of like other church outreach groups and things like that. So it's not just them here. And when you walk in, you like see like you pass through the double glass doors, and before you pass through the next glass doors, there's like one of those plastic pamphlet holders and stuff like that. There's plenty of pamphlets, but you do see one for Trap.
Yeah, I take the pamphlet.
Okay. So you take a copy of the pamphlet and you begin to, I assume, like read through it.
Yeah, I want to be able to, talk to them about warm them up by talking to them about what they're doing and stuff like that.
Suck up to them, basically.
Yeah, I want to have a good idea about their operation here.
So
I'll take one too.
Okay. So are you both doing that? Are you both reading it to prime yourself for them?
One of us should keep our eyes up. The other one can fill. If you want to read it, then I'll just keep my wits about me and see if anything else strikes me.
I'll take a look at it.
Okay. So what that's going to do is that's going to give you, let's say, a plus 20 bonus to Hume Int. Just because, like, it's like Dale Carnegie says, everyone's favorite word is their own name. So you learn all the shit to butter them up, which is going to give you a bonus because you're going to be like working that into your conversations with them.
All right.
So you do all that and you take a little like seat in the waiting room. You talk to, there's not even really like a receptionist here. So like you just sort of catch the attention of like someone like walking through the hall. You have the names of Brandon and James Sitwell. They are in the flyer. I assume you ask for them.
Yeah.
You want to do the talking here, Iris, since you have the intel?
Yeah. I'll do the talking.
Okay. So, you know, like a sweet young woman walks by and is like, can I help you?
Yeah, I'm looking for the Sitwells.
Oh, Brandon and James, of course. Is this in reference to Trap?
I just hold up the pamphlet like, yes.
And she like clucks her tongue and like does like a little tut as she shakes her head very slowly, says, absolutely. I will go see if they're here today. One moment, please.
And for the record, I have like a voice activated audio recorder, like surreptitiously in my jacket.
Okay. You've got a thing that you can like record shit with. That's fine. That's very much within your like tech specialist.
Yeah.
Dang. Violet's got all the cool toys.
It's all I'm good at. So, you know, once we have to start
fucking nerd
running and shooting, you know, that's all you.
I'll do the shooting, you do the running.
You guys like make these like sort of like under your breath jokes to each other, like in the lobby of this like Christian building. Maybe it's just a way to like cope with the stress. What Delta Green agents you have interacted with, more often than not, there's some form of unhinged. A lot of them are like sardonic jags though. So you might actually be beginning to see how they get like that.
Yeah.
And sure enough, a man sort of walks down that hallway by himself, like chiseled jaw, cleft chin, perfect blonde, like combed to the side hair, pink polo, powder blue sweater, like tied around his shoulders, khaki, like he's like a Stepford husband, basically. And he walks over to all of you and says, well, hey there, everybody. How can I help you? I'm Brandon Sitwell. And he like extends his hand to shake your hands, whichever one of you stands up first.
Iris.
I don't like shaking hands, but okay. I'll stand up and shake his hand.
You shake his hand and you get jolted. No, you're fine.
Thank God.
They're all cultists. Everyone's a cultist.
They're all
You get a cultist, and you get a cultist.
He has like a nice firm handshake, but it's not an aggressively firm handshake. Like it's pleasant. He's not trying to squeeze your hand like a dickhead.
Yeah, he's Minnesota nice, basically.
Exactly. So what can I do for y'all?
Hey,
do you wanna follow me to the office?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Irina, by the way, nice to meet you.
Irina, pleasure. That's I'm like heading into Irish, so I'm just gonna make him Southern for ease right now because I didn't practice my like sweet Midwestern well enough. Well, if you want to follow me into the back, I'd be happy to talk to you back there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Still Irish. He's Irish now. I'm sticking with it now. So he sits you sort of down like back in his little office. Pretty standard stuff like desk, cabinet, very, very small, almost like cubicle-esque. Pulls out two of those like cushioned gray chairs that are in every single office building. Sits down and says, so, you're both interested in joining the fight against Satan worship and role-playing games?
Very much so.
Yeah, I'm interested how you got started on this whole thing.
Well, fantastic. We're happy to have you in the cause. how I got started on it. You could give me Hume int, and that's going to be we'll say plus 25 because you're asking about him, and it's something that he wants to talk about.
Everyone loves talking about themselves.
Hey,
Yup.
35%.
Hooray!
Yay! Roll the 21.
Oh, baby, lucky 21. So he says, well, it's a bit of a personal story, but I'll tell you the truth. I won't tell you the one we put in the pamphlets. While back, way back when I was a young man living in Cork, I had a friend who played one of those role-playing games. Yes, I'm Irish now. We're just going with it. Don't even worry about it. I had a friend who played these role-playing games, and unfortunately, he got so upset after one of the campaigns that he killed himself. So I just can't stand these things. It led him down quite a life of sin before he finally did himself in.
That's really sad.
That's
I'm sorry you had to go through that, and I totally understand why you hate role-playing games.
Oh, of course. I mean, it wasn't even a slow thing either. He started listening to heavy metal music. Now this was back in the 80s. We were young lads back then.
That's satanic bullshit, man.
I wouldn't know. I wasn't born yet.
Oh yeah, you're both young as hell.
We're both 29-year-old women.
Says, well, doesn't matter how young you are. It just means that you're woke to the cause, as the young people say.
Yeah, for sure. We're both super, super woke.
We're
Yeah,
woke as shit, dude.
All the woke.
So, wow. So, like, how big is your organization?
Well, he kind of like blushes a little bit. Well, right now it's just me and my husband James.
Well, everyone's got to start somewhere.
Well, of course. I mean, we have occasional volunteers who help us pass out flyers, but it's we understand that some people might view role-playing games as a cause not worthy of their efforts, but we just don't want children to be tempted by any of the devils that are out there.
Hey, every full bird colonel starts as a PFC.
I'm afraid I'm not familiar with that turn of phrase.
Military.
Oh, you served, lass.
Yes, sir.
Oh, well, thank you for your service. I might not be from America, but I do still respect our troops.
I make a little bit of a face when he says thank you for your service, but I just kind of shrug it off.
Oh, okay. He knows not to push his luck on that. I just bumped into my microphone. So, do we want to sign you up for the email newsletter? Do you want to help with flyer campaigns? What kind of work are you looking to get involved in?
Well, I think the email newsletter is probably as good a place to start as any. I'd be, happy to sign up for that. Do you have a lot of, is there a lot of, role-playing activity around here that you have to fight?
Oh, like you wouldn't believe.
As he's talking, I like smile and put a fake email address down on his
Yeah, you use your burner email and stuff like that. He goes through the history of Dungeons and Dragons for you, basically. Gygax, Lake Geneva, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Satanic Panic.
My eyes glaze over about 5 minutes in.
I jabber with my elbow.
He says, well, that's more or less, but in the modern, ever since that man started that devil's work here, it's been popular, and all the game stores that popped up all around here. We get tourists that come here for conventions to celebrate this demon worshiper. It's the worst. The worst of them is that Mauve Storm that just opened up.
Yeah?
Who
How
are
so?
they?
Oh, how so? They're writing this game about killing American soldiers working for the government in the name of false deities. It's absolutely despicable. It's blasphemy.
That sounds perfectly unpatriotic and un-American, and I agree that it's despicable.
So, what are you guys angling for? Iris, you have the bonus to persuade. So if you guys want to
You-
like out of character convene, or if you already know what you want to ask about, like just
Yeah.
you tell me.
I'm gonna ask him if he's had any dealings with Mauve Storm,
Yeah.
like its employees or anything.
Oh, of course. Oh, of course. Young Britta used to be very active in the church.
Hmm.
And
What happened?
well, she started listening just like my old friend. She started listening to metal music, and she was a big fan of this band that came out recently called Ghost, and then she joined up with Troy, who's always kind of been a ne'er-do-well around here at least from what James told me he used to be. And
James is your
my husband.
your husband.
Yes. Oh, bless his heart.
Hey, you know anything about Troy? Like, got any dirt on him? I'm pretty darn curious about this.
Troy, well, give me humint. Plus 25.
Here goes. I hope I don't work this up.
Good luck.
Hot 6.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Says, well, gossiping is a sin, but if it's gossiping for a way to protect the lost souls like Troy Winters, then I suppose it's not really a full sin. It's probably forgivable, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
All
big
right,
sin and little sins.
I
right?
mean, what are of course, I think God would forgive you for that, since it's for the greater good.
You, Violet.
Jesus Christ.
You look like
I'm gonna keep my mouth shut from here on
no,
out.
it's fine. You're like the picture perfect, like tiny, angry little, like white woman parishioner from like where I grew up in the real world. Like you are an actual person that I have met. I swear to God.
That's hilarious.
I like Violet.
I love Violet. I like Iris. I like Violet. This is a great team. So says, well, Troy and James, they went to high school together back when, and apparently before James redeemed himself, Troy had gotten him rather mixed up with the devil's herb, if you know what I mean. They smoked marijuana behind the school.
The wacky tobacco.
The wacky tobacco.
Oh, MJ.
Yes. Whatever parlance you want to call it, whatever the kids are calling it now.
I
think the
know a
word's
lot
kush,
of different names for weed.
and not a single one of them is a good name.
I agree.
So then, they enjoyed their drugs together. They drank before they were of age. Now, granted, the age in America is far older than it should be, in my opinion. But they got into quite a tiff of trouble before everything changed between them. James, after he did a semester abroad in Cork, where we met, I managed to sort of help him get his life back on track. But he wanted to move back home after a while. He eventually, when he graduated, came out to Cork. We spent quite a few years together. But he decided to want to move home. And when we moved home, Troy had become just apparently a different person. I don't really know the full details of the story.
How long ago was that?
Gosh, this was about he gives you about the date of when like he believes Troy like fully became an evil sinner. It's about the time they started Mauve Storm Games, like maybe like 2 months before.
Got it.
Interesting.
But James would know more about that. But James, sweetest man on the planet, he doesn't have a mean bone in his body for him.
Yeah, some people are like that.
Interesting.
Yeah, James wanted to come home and rid this place of its deep, dark ancestry of devil worship through role-playing games, and that's what we're doing here.
Well, I think that's God's work that you're doing.
Thank you.
And so I signed up for the email, the email list. I'm really excited to hear more. Iris, or sorry, Arena.
You'll use the correct name.
Yeah,
I'm fine with that.
yeah,
I'm
of
not going to
course.
bust your chops on that.
Even
Arena.
though that would be really funny.
I've played with some keepers who would, so
That's okay. Like I said in the beginning, I'm not going to bust your chops on stuff your character wouldn't do, you know?
Arena, anything else?
Nothing pops to mind.
If we did want to speak with your husband about this further, since he seems to have a little more information, is there a way we could reach him directly?
Well, could I ask your interest in Mauve Storm Games? You have been asking quite a bit of leading questions about Troy and them.
Know thy enemy.
Yeah, I mean, it just seems like it's the main, the sort of the hub of all the horrible demonic role-playing gaming that's going on in this area. So, you know, we're new to the area, we're committed to the cause, and we're just trying to get a sense of who the enemy is.
Yeah, you gotta have a plan before you hit the battlefield, otherwise you're shit out of luck. Pardon my French.
So, I would like both of you to give me charisma times 5.
Charisma times 5.
Yeah.
I passed by 9. I get a 41 out of 50.
I am so glad I didn't make charisma in my dump stat. That is 35 out of 50.
45. So it seems like that's good enough for him. He bites the bait. He says, well, then we're happy to have you on the cause. We're trying to put together meetings every other weekend. We're trying to do it on nights that they would probably get together at some of the game stores and fall prey to these games. But if you have any ideas for things we could do to bring the youths in and keep them away from that, then please let us know. You can reply directly to the email, and it gives you a business card.
Great.
And just please let us know. We're always open to young thoughts. This church is very accepting.
Oh, well, that's great.
Good to hear.
Yeah.
And I assume y'all.
Yeah.
Bounce?
I think I have what I need from here. What I wanted to get from here.
Yeah,
so far.
I think we got what we needed.
Okay. Where are you heading now?
Great question. Well, it's probably like lunchtime, I imagine. We probably need to eat something. Maybe we find a greasy spoon, sit down, and
is Iris good with a greasy spoon?
Oh, heck yes.
Yeah, I figured she's
Greasy spoon is way better than
military as hell.
MREs.
Alrighty.
Can we also wait? Can we take 5 minutes so I can use the bathroom and come back?
Take a $5 for bio, everybody.
All right, cool. Thank
Okay.
you.
Okay. Okay. I don't think anyone else is back yet, but hi, it's me, Kyle Carty. To our 0 viewers and anyone who might be watching this as a VOD, thank you for taking the time out of your day to watch this. Welcome back. Hi, it's me, your host, Kyle. How are we, Chris?
I'm good. I'm back. I've relieved myself, and I'm
Very
ready
good.
to continue whenever Kyla
Back.
returns.
Okay. You both enjoying it so far?
Yeah, it's great.
I love
I'm
it.
having a lot of fun.
Okay, cool. I just like to always make sure that everyone's at least enjoying themselves.
Yeah,
I am
it's appreciated.
delighted. It's the same lady from Sweet Dreams.
Oh, she's gonna be in every Delta Green game I run. She's always the contact. She's gonna be an Eldritch being in her own right before long.
Yeah, I might have to bust out my doctor for the next one.
Oh man, I would be so excited for a team up between the Doc and Violet. Oh my god. So you guys head to the Greasy Spoon. You get by now it would probably be lunchtime. So whatever, like, you know what?
I get
what would you get? They have anything you want.
Yeah, it's one of those diners where they have literally.
You're from New York.
pages of
I'm from New
menus.
Jersey. We both know what it's like.
Yeah. I think I just get like the classic like tuna triple decker with like coleslaw, pickle, and fries on the side.
Oh my god, that sounds so good right now. Iris.
A burger that's probably as big as my head.
Oh my god, I'm so hungry.
Me too.
So you both get this stuff. The interesting thing is that when the slaw comes out, Violet, it is purple cabbage.
Yeah, it's weird. It's like I almost knew you were gonna say that.
This color keeps following us around. It's getting
You set me up for it. You know what? You know what you did. So yeah, you guys have your little lunch. What are you doing while you're eating? I assume we're not just having a diner scene to have a diner scene.
Stony silence. Just no. Okay. So what? So the situation seems like Troy, this Troy fellow, something happened, right? That made him like become a different person. Presumably, that's connected to the formation of Mauve Storm.
Yeah.
What that impetus for change was remains to be discovered, right?
Yes.
But whatever it is,
We don't know.
he's got to
it's
be
not
like
good.
He's
no.
got to be like.
He's got to be the center of it.
Yeah. I'm wondering. Maybe you remember. I don't have this specifically in my notes if it was given to us, but based on the information that we've gotten, parse out some sort of timeline regarding Troy's ending his friendship with what's the husband's name?
James. Sitwell.
The end of their friendship. Where does that stand in relation to his meeting Britta? Did that happen? Do we know if that happened before he met Britta or after? Or do we not know that yet?
So here is the timeline with the information you have. Troy and James were friends in high school. They stayed friends into college. James went abroad, met Brandon, fell in love, came back, had a strained relationship with Troy, and upon graduation from college, moved to Ireland for a few years, where they fell out of contact.
Right.
What you know about Troy is in that time, just sort of based on like the I keep kicking the damn mic stand. I'm like jammed into like a tiny little box with this microphone. In that time, Troy tried his hand at like freelancing in the games industry. Before the formation of Mauve Storm, he met and befriended Britta, and this was probably maybe almost a decade ago.
Sorry, you cut out. How long ago?
About maybe a decade ago, but they only started like working together about 5 years ago. 3 years ago, Brandon and James moved back to the area around Geneva Lake. They moved back to Williams Bay. And then about 1 year ago, Britta and Troy changed their company name to Mauve Storm and
Got it.
and began what they are getting up to now.
Got it.
So-
So the apparent personality change happened long before the formation of Mauve Storm.
So from what Brandon was saying, he never really liked Troy,
Got
but
it. Okay.
like
I thought that he said something about Troy becoming a different person, but that his husband would know more.
yeah,
but-
like he doesn't know the specifics of it, but like you
Right.
can tell that he has never liked Troy. He's
Got it.
always kind of been very judgy. So take what he says with a grain of salt.
Okay, cool, for sure.
With a huge grain of salt.
Big time. A salt lick.
All right. So yeah, it seems like Troy is clearly at the center of all this. Whether Britta is the bad influence on him or something else is, I suppose, remains to be seen. But something happened that influenced him, and they changed the name and made this game. And
Something
everything
happened.
corresponds with these words.
Yeah,
that are
about a
in
year
these-
ago it happened.
Yeah. So what do you think, Iris?
Mm. Well, I'm thinking we either find a way into that building, like I want to know more. Please tell me more about your amazing game company. Or, I don't know, maybe crash another session? Get through to the end?
Maybe. Maybe. Now I'm like, what's under the turtlenecks?
They have gills. Oh no.
Okay, what if we stake out the headquarters and see, rather than going in and making ourselves right up front. I know you've already been made anyway.
Oh
them.
yeah. I am about
So
as made as a bed.
yeah,
like that.
so that's funny. So rather than going in and making ourselves like right off the bat, or remaking yourself for what it's worth, but maybe we should try and like bug their cars or follow their cars home, or Troy's home, and see if we can figure out where he lives, do a little spying on him, see if we can see what happens when he takes his turtleneck off.
Or
Maybe that's a crazy, spurious hunch, but
a little bit. Just a little bit of a
regardless of the relevance of the turtlenecks, I don't know. Do you think it's worth trying to stake it out and tail them, or do we want to try and infiltrate the facility?
I would say maybe stake them out, and then if it fails, go to plan B.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Is he in the news from a year ago from when he suddenly changed?
Is he in the newspaper, did you say?
Yeah, from is
you-
there anything about him in that time period where he
you
suddenly changed?
You could go to the library and see. You could like look through archived newspapers. Yeah. And on the flip side of that, if Violet was interested, she could also browse his like personal social media. So there are two very distinct ways to approach that.
Oh, that's an interesting angle. Social media that I was not even thinking of. But
both, I will say this, reveal different things.
Right.
You do one, I do
so
the
we're
other.
Eating lunch, so the rest of the day. Yeah. Yeah, and then maybe tonight we try and get there so we can try and stake it out tonight. Follow him around or see what happens overnight. I don't know.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, yeah. So I will. Yeah, I want to look. Troy, and then if there's time, Britta. But I feel like Troy's the primary.
Focus on
The
Troy.
primary suspect. Yeah.
Okay.
So I will do that. I will try and go through his social media.
And Iris, you're focusing on Troy over Britta as well?
Yeah. Actually, he's checking on Troy. I guess I'll check on Britta just to be thorough.
And you're doing a physical check, right?
Well, if you're gonna go to the I don't know. Do you think that it would be better to look up Troy in newspapers and I can see what I can glean about Britta from her social media?
Okay. Sounds good.
I don't know. What do you think, Iris? Do you think it matters?
Probably not, but it's best to cover our bases.
It totally did. You guys did very good. I'm very proud of you.
All right. So yeah.
So for checking social media, I'm gonna need computer science.
That was my computer science failure. I got a 97, which is not a critical failure, but it is a failure.
Woof a duff. You okay? Man, I crush it. Don't you have an 80 or something?
I know. I do have an 80. Doesn't matter what you have when you roll a 97.
No, it sure does not.
So, for all her time kicking around computer databases, she is not super in touch with social media, apparently.
Here's it's even just more simple than that. Her personal accounts are private.
Yeah, classic.
Just like you have to request to follow her. You can request to follow her.
Well, not. Can I make a fake Facebook profile for a made up person?
I assume that you already have one.
Well, you're probably right about that.
Like that is something that I'm sure the tech savvy at Delta Green are like, yes, here is all of our 300 fake profiles.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And all of them have names starting with Q.
Yeah, I'll use a burner Facebook profile and I'll go ahead and follow it. Why not?
Okay. So you request to follow. Now this is a bit granular, but are you asking to follow Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook?
I think Facebook is the best aggregate of all the. I don't want to like push my luck and like suddenly be like in all her social media necessarily.
Okay.
I think Facebook will give me hopefully some photos, which I'm somewhat interested in, and also like life updates, which I'm also interested in.
Interesting choice. All right, we'll see how that pans out.
Maybe this should have been.
it's. I will say this for young hip people, it's gotta be Insta. It's gotta be Insta.
You think it's gotta be Insta? You know, in real life, this is so embarrassing. I don't even have an Instagram.
Oh, dude, I don't have an Instagram either. But
me either.
Yeah, like, but yeah, that's like what all the hip young people that I know use is Instagram over like Facebook and stuff. So, excuse me, I have like a permanent cough for my whole life. So what I'm gonna need for the physical check. I'm just gonna call it. I don't know. Yeah, you could pitch me anything as well, but I'm just sort of looking for like probably search. Probably would be the best one.
Search or bureaucracy, but I kind of want to go with search.
Yeah, go with search, and because this is common knowledge, give yourself plus 15%.
Okay, that gives me 55.
Okay.
21.
Okay. So, and you are looking up Dear Sweet Troy, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. So, first things first. Violet, you get accepted.
Great.
Second thing second. Her Facebook is very sparse. There's not a whole lot there. One thing that is interesting, though, is that her banner picture, her header, is aquatic. Like it's underwater photography of her scuba diving.
Cool.
Is it just her in the picture?
Yes, but someone has clearly taken the picture.
Right.
And yeah, like this seems to be not too terribly long ago. And back at the library, about a year ago, there was a really sudden storm. and you kind of catch the words that come to you. The storm was so bizarre because it wasn't forecast correctly. It kind of just rolled into town. And what you learn is that while Troy and Britta were like out on their boat on the lake, hanging out and like snorkeling and scuba diving and all that fun stuff, while Britta was in the water and Troy was not, the storm swept in, and before she could get back to the boat, lightning struck the lake near her, and she was electrocuted.
Whoa.
And a lot of like the pull quotes in the article are from Troy and like his like dangerous rescue, and like a lot of the stuff in it is like hailing him sort of like as a small time hero for like doing what he did to get her out of there, like pulling the boat up, going in the water for a couple seconds to like try and pull her out while she was unconscious, like some shit that could have killed him for sure. But he did manage to get her to the hospital, and she's fine, like no permanent damage or anything like that. And that's about the time, like maybe oddly enough, like a month or two later, they formed Mauve Storm Games. You find another article talking about Mauve Storm Games because of when the storm clouds came in, it was like dusky, so the clouds looked almost purple. And so they thought that it was like in like the first article that was written about them in a local paper, they thought that it was like a fun, like tongue-in-cheek, like middle finger to their survival against improbable odds.
I can respect that.
Yeah. So that's what you get. And
on my end, is there can I, by clicking on the banner picture, can I see what date it was uploaded?
Oh, for sure. Probably about 2 years ago.
Okay.
And like the caption is beneath Lake Geneva.
Mm-hmm.
Or Geneva Lake.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So we meet back up. I text Iris on the phone, and I just say, how's it going?
I send an emoji of a thumbs up.
I say back to motel.
Check mark.
All right.
100%. And you guys meet back up at the motel, and I assume you swap intel.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So how long did this storm take place, did you say, Iris?
Oh, was it a year?
It was about a year ago.
About a year ago, okay.
The company formed about 2 months after that.
Right.
And that also coincides with like Brandon's salty anger.
Right. But the aquatic banner was preceded that by
about a year.
About a year.
So it looks like she is a long-term
right.
scuba and snorkeler lover.
Yes, exactly. Interesting. That is curious. Well,
maybe we got the picture wrong. Maybe he's
yeah.
not the threat.
Yeah.
Maybe she is.
I mean, they probably both are at this point, but
well, yeah.
She clearly, I guess, clearly in our line of work, something happened to her. Something happened to her in that lake with that storm. And then they got really rich with this company, whose name they changed to synonym for Purple Storm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, has the handler called back yet?
No.
Returned my call yet? No.
No.
Damn. All right. So now what, Iris?
Stakeout?
Stakeout. Yeah.
I say we follow her.
Yeah. I agree.
Okay. So you hop in the Danger Prius,
Yeah.
the the stakeout.
Danger Prius. That would be a great band name.
That would be a tight band name, actually. So you hop in your stakeout sedan and you scootaloo on out and park as you are. Who is behind the driver's seat? I think that's Iris, right? Because you're the one with drive.
No, I've already been made, so I'm going to be hanging out in the back seat.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, that's fair enough. If once maybe but
I'll allow stealth. It looks like you both have stealth.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna give, because you don't have any ranks in drive, I'm gonna give you minus 10%.
okay, so that would be, I think, is that a 40 for me?
Yeah.
40, yeah. Okay. Well, I rolled a 13.
Okay. You
12.
do- Nice. You do great, both of you. You keep the car a good distance, and you said you want to follow Britta, right?
That seems to be where the signals are pointing at the moment. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So still wearing that turtleneck, different turtleneck, but she does get in the car. She's the one who drives the big truck, it turns out. And she drives away. You follow her. She stops in somewhere to grab like a quick bite from like a burger joint, like a burger shack that she just like parks in, walks in and walks out of. Looks like she called ahead. And then she drives and drives and drives until she gets to a national park in like sort of the southern area of Lake Geneva is Bigfoot Beach State Park. And she, takes a spot on like a bench sort of overlooking the lake as the sun is setting across it. And she enjoys her burger and fries. And you guys are just still sort of watching. It's all very, very mundane thus far. And then, unless you guys do anything, she gets back in her car and she sort of like goes home. She's taking notes while looking at the sunset, but like,
are we more interested in killing her now?
Shit.
Following her?
No, we're not icing anyone.
We went 0 to 20 in about 1 second with that
Hey,
sentence.
we have her alone. I'm just saying it's an opportunity. But
You're
that's
a
fine.
bloodthirsty nerd.
You're very bloodthirsty.
I'm here
Well,
for murder.
I'm just saying, whatever killed my teammates, I don't know what it is, but if it has anything to do with this, I hate it already. So so that's fine. We can keep watching her. And like
Iris, do you have any ideas?
Nothing comes to mind, unfortunately.
Okay, totally fine. It's not like there's like a right or a wrong answer here. So yeah, she's taking notes. Maybe she might be writing game design or something. You have no idea.
You still got those binoculars?
Yeah, I do actually. I was just thinking. Yeah, is there? Yeah, can I see
what you have Nox?
Can I see what she's writing? Yeah, I have like high powered.
It's difficult to see because of the setting sun.
Yeah.
But yes, I'll give it to you. No need for a roll because this information might help you. She's not actually taking notes. She's drawing. That's when you sort of piece together that she's probably the lead artist and graphic designer for the product. But if you want to see specifically what she's drawing, well, that does require a no, they don't have perception. What do they call perception in this game?
Right?
An alertness check,
All right,
please.
Minus 40.
I play so many games and they all call perception a different thing.
Yeah. No, I failed. I got a 57 out of 40.
38 out of 60.
Okay, so 38 out of 60. You guys like pass the Gordian knocks back and forth.
Yeah.
And
I'm like, I can't make it out. Can you see anything?
Give me that.
My eyes are too blocked by my bloodlust.
Yeah.
I can see it even through my Oakleys.
Well, here is something kind of upsetting. It's really good, but first things first. I do need San helplessness again.
Oh dear. Let's see.
Sanity checks can't have like
92.
penalties.
That's a fail.
Thank God. Man, you're getting hammered by these. Will I roll more than a 1 this time? Okay, well, I mean, I guess technically a 2 is more than a 1. So you take 2 San.
It's, with new characters, it always takes a little while. One shots are always a little,
Gotta wear them
sanity
down.
goes down
True.
slower. Yeah.
The last
I'm
one,
in the meat grinder thing. Yeah.
yeah, the last one was a sanity fucking destroyer by design.
It was hilarious.
It was very good. So here's the thing. She's painting with this, not painting, she's drawing with this purple charcoal. And the first thing that makes the most sense to you in this picture is this kind of shape without a shape. It's maybe man-sized, like human-sized, maybe a little smaller than you. Just like a purpley kind of haze. And there's like electrical arcs moving around it. And that's when the sand check hits. As you stare longer at the picture, you begin to realize that the picture sort of is also looking at you, because there are faces that appear and disappear within this shapeless haze aura, until you finally clearly see a face, and it is looking directly in your eyes.
And drop the binoculars like they're radioactive.
Well, they are radioactive because a little jolt from the metal to your hand on the binocular zaps you ever so slightly, and you drop it. And while she's doing that, while she's doing that, Violet, you see Britta take a long drag of her vape, and when she exhales it, it is just a perfect purple cloud, made only more purple by the setting sun's light.
Does it do anything that a vape cloud is not supposed to do aside from be purple?
No.
Okay.
No, the vape face winks at you.
Always a possibility.
You never know. Man, I should have just made it a vape monster, huh?
That's another adventure.
That's next time.
Honestly, that is a true horror of our age. So,
but yeah, like I will say this: the vape cloud is way too purple, and like cast against the now purple lake, it's really fucking upsetting to you, and I will need a sand check from you.
Got it. Also, my name means purple. I failed that check.
You failed real bad?
I've got an 86 out of 69, so yeah, I failed pretty bad.
Well, this one's only a D4, so don't sweat.
Do you want me to roll it, or are you gonna roll it?
No, I rolled it.
All right.
And it's 4.
Cool.
I rolled a 4. I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I'm hurting you nice people, and I feel bad.
That's why we keep coming back.
Yeah, it hurts so good.
It hurts so good.
We're
Exactly.
here for the pain. But yeah, like the sky is purple, the water is purple.
Yeah, it's like I feel like I'm
purple.
breathing it in, and like
It's awful.
I might throw up. Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful. Somewhere in the distance, very faintly, a peal of thunder echoes. There's not a cloud in the sky though. And yeah, that's what you all saw.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, should we follow her?
Should we kill her?
I am firmly in the kill it camp right now.
Yeah, I mean we're authorized. What's around us?
So you're sort of on like a wooden dock. It's so to paint the picture, it's like the cars have parked. There's like a gravelly, dirty kind of parking lot. You all parked well before that and hoofed it over to here.
Right.
She has parked in the lot, and then it's just like a straight lil wooden boardwalk with railings to where she is sitting on one of two benches on like a square, maybe rectangular, like thrust coming out of that little boardwalk.
Got it. So she's like out on a boardwalk. So she is,
and there's no one around.
But she, like, the area she's in is like exposed. Like, it would be hard to like find a way to sneak up on her.
It would be relatively difficult, yes, but like a good enough stealth check might get you across the boardwalk easily. Like, there's no one around here, and like y'all can't really see the signs of civilization from the forest,
right.
you know?
Well, we could just shoot her, or we could try and do it more subtly. I don't know. What do you think? You're the killer here. This is not my wheelhouse.
You're the murderer.
I'm the murderer enabler, but I am not very good at actually doing the murder.
I'm decent at stealth, and I'm really good at unarmed combat.
I'm also decent at stealth and not good at unarmed combat, and also very weak. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, if we shoot her, there's going to be blood to clean up.
True. Knife in the back, though.
Right. Or like, do you have one of those like what are they called? Garrots? Those like choky
I got
things?
a combat knife, and I got my own 2 hands.
And your own 2 hands. All right. Well,
is that all that your character had in creation?
No, that and a carbine.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the carbine's an option. I don't know. What do you think? I'm not trained in the art of assassination.
Let me try.
Okay, so you want to sneak up with the knife?
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a stealth.
Alrighty.
And I'm going to oppose it with her alertness.
But is there anything I can be doing to give you like effective backup? Like, I do have a sidearm. I'm not very good at shooting it, but I guess I'll just.
Yeah, you could be like crouching sort of in the woods just before the clearing opens.
Yeah, just in case. I probably will be ineffectual, but I am.
Every bit helps.
Ready to help.
Oh, I nailed it right on the money. 50 out of 50.
Oh, well, I got a 98, so
that's hot.
Yeah, good thing she has a 99 alertness.
Wait, what?
Yeah, because you're carrying your electronic device, right?
No, I'm leaving that back in the car.
Oh,
you're not carrying your burner cell phone?
Not on me.
Okay, fair point. Then also, I am fucking with you.
No.
She could. It could be a natural
you got
thing.
Me good.
Yeah, I know.
Totally within the bounds of the game.
I know. It's almost as if I'm using this to obfuscate that it's actually possibly a power she has. So you do quietly step, almost silently. You think for 1 second that when you lift your foot up to represent that 50, that the board is going to creak, but it doesn't. You're behind her. Her shadow cast onto your chest thanks to the sun setting in the opposite direction. You have your knife in hand. What do you do?
This is the most fucked up thing I've ever done.
She goes and puts the vape in her mouth and takes a big, long pull of it.
I will slit her throat.
While she's vaping. Perfect.
Yeah!
Vape kill.
Oh, come on.
So first off, this is going to be, I'm not going to make you roll. You're going to get her. I will need a violence sanity check because you are slitting a woman's throat.
Do I have to make one too for seeing it?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I thought so.
I'm not adapted, so this is actually going to hurt.
Oh no.
Let's see. I passed a sanity check. 48 out of 64.
Okay.
37 out of 66.
37 out of 66. And you passed as well,
yes.
Violet? Okay.
Yes.
So for both of you, I'm sorry, for Violet, it's going to be 0, but like you are murdering someone who might be innocent in cold blood. So that is 1 sand point to you, Iris. But you run that blade across her throat, and she just like it's awful. It's awful, but it's quiet. Here's the problem. That smoke comes out of her throat. All that good vape does come out, and
Hold your breath.
some of it touches your hand.
Ugh.
And as you pull your hand away, just like the little bit that it did touch is singed as if it has been electrocuted.
Ow, 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 ow.
Yeah, like you drop the knife. But she just gurgles and drops dead. The cloud dissipates. She drops the vape pen. She drops the notebook. She is bleeding like into, because because this is just such a fucking brutal kill. I'll say she's bleeding into the lake.
Oh, that's fortunate.
Oh,
that's kindly of you. Okay, so just let her. I guess let's just.
It's special forces. What are you gonna do?
Yeah, let her bleed. Let her bleed out. And then we got to move the body. Take the vape pen, and take the notebook as assets.
Yeah, I'll take the knife because
Oh yeah, take your weapon. Don't leave that.
Yep.
Yeah. For all anyone knows, this was a random killing.
Yeah.
I mean, is the lake a still body of water? It's probably not far. It's probably
Don't bother throwing her in.
It does get a lot of scuba.
It does get a lot of scuba.
And it's about to be scuba season.
Okay. All right. Well, shit,
Now y'all got a body to move.
I know.
No, screw it. Leave it.
No. No. We're not leaving it. Damn. All right. Get the body bag out of the Prius.
So you run back to the Prius. Violet.
That's a great. I'm glad I got to say that sentence, Kyle. Thank you.
Back out of the Prius.
Thank you for enabling me.
I'm so happy to
Oh
help.
man, this is turned really dark really fast.
We're kind of running like a black comedy game right now.
It's like Fargo, but a lot more dead people.
So you get the body bag out of your very fuel economic car, and you bring it back, and you all work together to like stuff her into the body bag quickly.
Yeah.
And haul it back to the car. Her truck is still here.
What's is it unlocked?
No, it's locked.
Can I give a locksmithing check a try to see if I can get in?
Sure. You can, but if you fail, it will show tampering.
Yeah. Well, we've just killed somebody, so we have worse things to
Yeah, we have
worry
bigger
about.
problems.
Yeah.
We got
and I actually I got a 14 out of 40, so I passed a locksmithing check.
You pop it open.
Yeah, and I want to search around inside the truck.
Okay. Are you looking for anything in particular?
I mean, mostly anything related to the game, but also if there's any correspondence between her and Troy or any electronics.
You find her cellular device.
Great.
She has a tablet that looks like she uses for drawing on the go.
Great.
You have her like satchel in here, which has some design documents, some like sketch notebooks, and a full copy of the playtest rules, the current playtest rules, you notice, because the number on the top of this one is higher than the number that was on the playtest information that you got previously.
Got it. So they've updated it since.
Yes.
That's not good.
All right. Okay. So I take all that and I close the truck back up.
Yeah, I mean, for all anybody knows, they're just going to find it and go, "Oh, it's an abandoned car."
Yeah.
Yeah,
Surely no one loves her.
Until they run the license plate and correlate it with a missing body, but that's you know.
you guys will be long gone by then.
Okay, so that is one problem taken care of. Of course, now we have the problem of the body and we have other problems, but that is a target to check off.
Yeah.
Check. So where are you guys dumping this body?
That's what we got to figure out. That's our first thing. What's our mode of disposal? I mean, the lake's obvious, but they do have scuba divers.
I mean, you are going to get blood in your Prius.
Yeah, this Prius has probably seen worse things.
It's a rental car from
It's-
budget. It's
Yeah.
Worse things.
So
you can give me shit, like there's no like wet works, but I'd allow military science for this one. I would allow criminology.
yeah, I mean, there's dumping in a still body of water. There's like burning.
Survival I'll allow as well.
There's I don't know, like if we got a bunch of quicklime or something.
I'll try military science.
Jesus. Okay, military science. Go for it.
Roll it and 1.
Okay, so
Oh.
super critical success. So here is the easiest thing that you can do with this right now. You can dig a hole that's 6 to 7 feet deep overnight in this national park, and you can just drop it there and then fill it up and throw some leaves on top of it. And by the time they find it, you will be long ass gone.
Cool.
Yeah, I foresee a very long night of digging.
Unfortunately, yes.
Well, that's okay. We brought it on ourselves. Okay.
More like I brought it on us.
I'm gonna call this one a group effort.
yeah.
One of y'all definitely did it, but one of you was very interested in watching it.
Yeah. So we have the satchel, we have this phone, we have this tablet now.
Yeah. Just like super obvious shit based on your profession. Take that SIM card out and take that battery out. You cannot let them turn this phone on.
Oh, totally. Yeah. For sure. Yes.
So you power the phone down permanently so it cannot be turned on remotely. Yeah. And you all spend the full night digging a big hole with some shovels that you stole from someone's like garage or shed or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then you dispose of the shovels elsewhere. And that's that. You did a murder.
We did a murder.
Gang, you did a murder.
Well, here's to the first of many. welcome to Delta Green. We did it.
If you don't have a dead person, you're not doing it right.
Yeah.
Yep. We're official
okay.
agents.
So
It's like 3 a.m, by the way.
Yeah, we gotta go back to the hotel and get some sleep.
Yeah. You just fucking conk out.
Yeah.
Sleep probably doesn't come easy to Violet, but Iris, I mean, you've done some horrible shit maybe, but like this is another level.
Yeah, this
This
is
is a whole
this was
different level.
cold-blooded.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
I mean, I've killed people, but they were fighting back. This was just slaughter.
yeah. I mean, it's weird because the thought maybe crosses your mind that would it have been better if it turned out that like she got back up and was a monster? That might have made me feel better. Is a weird thought to have.
I feel that, but you saw what those vapes were. You saw what that smoke did to you.
Oh yeah, you guys have the vape, by the way.
Yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. So there's a lot. So much to look into now. The first thing I'm interested in, once we wake up,
So you guys sleep, continental breakfast, shitty coffee.
I'm interested in is seeing any correspondence. See if I can dig up any correspondence between her and Troy on her phone or her tablet.
Okay. So you pick the phone up and go to put the battery in, but it's on.
What?
It's on.
already on.
Yeah, the back's off, the battery's out, SIM card's out, but it's on.
Oh, okay.
What the fuck?
Hey.
Shit.
Go ahead and give me a
Yeah,
sanity check.
You got it. I got an +6.
Well, this shouldn't happen, but you can hold it together. It's not
Sorry,
the worst
what?
shit. This should not happen, but it's not the worst thing you've seen in the past 24 hours.
71
Yeah,
out
but-
of 65.
Jesus, Iris.
Iris is not doing well.
Iris, it's okay. It's only 1. So it's just like, even you know that this should not be on. And when you check the tablet, which you also took all the shit out of, it is on.
Damn. And they're functioning totally normally. Does it have the data that would be contained on the SIM card
Oh yeah.
in the phone? Still has.
Oh, it's a full image. Interesting thing though. It has one of those like swiping lock screens. Are you familiar with these? They have like the 3 rows of 3 buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the background is purple. Do you know the code to open the phone? Do you know the pattern?
Do I know the pattern? I'm gonna let me think. I try like can I do that with 9? Like if I did, no, you can't really do like a lightning bolt with 9.
It does not need to use all of them.
No,
But
I know.
The shape of 9 is similar.
Yeah, I try and like see if I can make like a zigzag sort of lightning bolt.
No.
Unlock it. No,
That
it
does
doesn't
not
work.
do it.
Too obvious.
Oh, I will say this. It's obvious.
Oh, okay.
What does the logo of the company look like?
It's an M.
Try that.
Oh, then I do an M.
The M works and it unlocks quickly. Like you go from the bottom left to the top left to the middle to the top right to the bottom right, and it pops open.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, cool. Text messages.
There's a couple from Troy. A lot of it is like banal shit. Like they're not talking about their evil cult shit on something that that Alpha Blue could get them on. But they do use a lot of game terminology to like speak in code when they need to. But there's not a lot of stuff that you aren't familiar with now. Like they talk about the most recent thing is like meeting like making the new Iris character just like it talked about would happen.
It?
It.
Something knew we were coming?
Yeah, I don't know. How long ago were those sent?
Like 2 days ago, yesterday, when they met. When they met Iris.
Like after
when they
got shocked by them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like it looks like they knew she was coming before that.
Anything? Do they just mention Iris? They don't mention my name or anything.
Well, yeah. They mentioned the other one with the fire engine red hair.
Yeah, classic.
I like how they mention your hair, but they don't mention how short you are.
But yeah,
many distinguishing features.
I would need SIGINT again to decipher this.
I was gonna offer that. Let's see. Yeah, I passed 32 out of 60.
32 out of 60. So you realize they're not referring to an entity as it. That is part of the thing's name.
Its name is it. Its
name has the letters I and T in it.
Got it.
But like, so yeah, like you have no idea what they are in the service of.
Right. It's an abbreviation, presumably.
Yeah.
Or something. IT. Interesting. And this lake. And a purple haze. And
you think maybe it's in the building?
I don't know. We can't go in there now. We can't like do like we can go in there, but if we go in there, it's going to be an assault. You know what I mean? Like we're not going in there like, hey, we just want to take a tour of your great little game company.
Yeah.
Like they know, this dude knows that we fucking killed Britta last night. These phones turned on and there's no possible way,
phone
according
rings.
to human silence.
Which phone?
The burner.
Like our burners.
Yes, the burners.
Is it the handler's number?
It is.
Pick it up, put it on
Alright.
speakerphone.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Hello.
Sorry for the delay there, dearies. I got a bit caught up elsewhere. How are things going
That's
on
okay.
your end?
You know, they're going.
Good to hear.
So I just wanted to check in with you about some of the information that we found, which we maybe were wondering if you had or could dig up any more information or knew anything about. So what it seems like is that I explained to her the whole thing, just to summarize,
You info dumper.
about the rituals and the mechanics and the call and response, and how the rituals seem to be built into the call and response. I mentioned the language Senzar, and I mentioned the list of words: light, jolt, brainstorm, wealth, purple. I quickly brief her on the details of Britta's electrocution.
So you brief her on the murder.
Do we? I don't know if we need to brief her on that yet.
Not yet.
So, no, just about the incident where the purple storm, when she got shocked, how they then started this company, how it seems to relate to these words, how they've gotten incredibly rich, and then these letters IT.
Wow. That's a whole lot. I must say, I'm rather proud of you all.
Lot of irons in the fire.
Clearly. So, have you considered researching what exactly it is you're going up against? It sounds like you have a portfolio of, well,
yeah, we do.
We cross-reference.
Yeah. I suppose that's true. In fairness, we did call you before we got that portfolio. But we do have that now, so we definitely will look into that. But I mean, with your level of access, do any of those words or terms jog anything?
The storm could mean the rapine storm, but purple is very much a complementary color of yellow, and I don't really think that this is related to that fellow.
There's a yellow fellow? What?
Oh, you'll learn, maybe, if you're unfortunate enough. But I would set to work. I'm not a lore keeper, you see. I'm simply a handler.
I totally understand. All right. Well, yeah, we do have this new information since we last called you. So,
well, keep the wet works always on standby.
Absolutely. Yeah. And just make sure.
We're taking care of some business.
Good. Based on what you've told me, just kill them all. Just get rid of them.
Okay.
One step ahead of you.
And I hang up.
As you go to hang up,
what her name was.
You hear very quick, like, wait, what? And then you. So yeah, destroy the servers, kill the company. Based on what you've said to her, she has requested their death.
Yeah. Okay, so let's dive into this updated playtest packet.
Can I dig out my copy and compare the two, see what's changed?
Sure. Well, the biggest change is that the one that you have, the version number, they're color coded. The one that you have, Miss Flint, is color iris, and the one that you have, Miss Travis, is color revision violet.
Revision violet.
Mm-hmm.
Classic. And that's the most noticeable change.
I mean, yes, but like with the additional, like the full book, you have a lot more information that you can go through.
Got it. So it's like a significantly larger manuscript.
It's a full core rule book.
Got it. So like what we had before was like the quick start rules.
Yeah, exactly. You had like the playtest quick start rules.
Got it.
If you want to look at it, you can go ahead and give me search. I would allow to flip through the physical book. And Violet, if you want to start looking into like portfolios of known creatures, you can go ahead and give me another computer science.
Okay, cool. Let me just double check that that's what I want to do because yeah, I'm just gonna further try and I guess correlate entities or whatever. Specifically now with the focus on like anything that has IT in it in relation to the storm and the purple and stuff.
Storm and purple. Okay, go for it. So go ahead with that roll.
Computer science, you said?
Comp sci, you can give yourself +10 because you have a good lead.
So I passed anyways. I have a 43 out of 90.
Okay. How did our search go, Iris?
38 out of 40. Just barely.
Squeaked out. Perfect. So, 38 out of 40. What you find in the book is gonna kind of relate to what is discovered in here. So in the book, there are an assortment of deities and entities that these heroic renegade spellcasters can channel power from. They're all very much like a traditional like Dungeons and Dragons warlock in that they have patrons and things like that. The one that you can tell the authors clearly favor the most is Ka, K-A. And that lines up with what you find, Violet, on the documentation. It is an incredibly obscure piece of information relating to what is known as an outer god. And what you discover is Shibith Ka, which is a shapeless, roughly human-sized aura of like purple haze and crackling electricity. And it is known for its like intense power, its overwhelming intelligence, and the fact that if you gaze at it for long enough, you can make out a rough-hewn face or multiple faces within its mass. It is known for its like electrical abilities and its portents of knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
Specifically, the word portent is used.
Portent of knowledge.
There are
that was the word I was trying to think of earlier.
Yeah, exactly. There are some from ancient times, like we're talking like pre-Grecian times, that attributed.
These are sources you're talking about, right?
Yes,
okay.
Sources like historical records that have been expunged. There are sources that refer to a specific star as being like Shibith Ka's star. And that's sort of more or less what you find. Iris, you find that a lot of the worshippers of Shibith of Ka in the role-playing book specifically gain a lot of like electrokinetic powers. They gain the ability to like detect people through electronics. Like if you have an electronic near you that you're like carrying with, they can track you with that. They're hyper intelligent. Like they're clearly the best, most unbalanced like class in the game, essentially.
Broken.
They're busted as hell.
You got a hammer?
I can probably get one. Why?
I grab the phone that we took from the truck and I throw it at the wall.
And it shatters against the wall, and a puff of purple electricity like jumps out of it very briefly, but doesn't find purchase.
I smash her tablet also.
What the hell?
You saw what just came out of that?
Her tablet has like a background of her and Troy from a more gentle time. And I will need a helplessness check just one more time, confronting this picture, knowing what you have to do.
Yeah. Well, I pass. I'm disturbed, but they're clearly up to some shenanigans, and
they're victims, but that is still one San.
I am out to protect the greater good.
Yep.
So I grit my teeth and steel myself to figure out how to kill this son of a bitch.
Yep. So, yeah, there's a lot of stuff. The most upsetting thing, though, is that there are no like modern records of Shibith Ka. Like, it's an incredibly obscure entity, and based on what you have learned so far, because of its portfolio of electricity, it seems to have some sort of ability to interact with modern technology in a way that has not been documented because it is such a rare thing to hear about.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Um.
Hey, is there anything in that book I'm holding about Alpha Blue?
Oh, absolutely. Alpha Blue. There are example like NPC antagonists for Alpha Blue. They are not the only villains in Alpha Blue, though. Like there's funny enough, there's the Yellow Cult, and there's like fish people bad guys and stuff like that. All like super on the nose references to other gods. But in Alpha Blue, there are like period stories about certain characters. And one of them catches your attention, and it's a character piece from the 80s. And it is about a woman named Rhonda. And she is like this tough, no nonsense, but still very sweet black woman who apparently led a cell of Alpha Green before they became an official organization, and was responsible for the unjust execution of a great many spellcasters.
I tap that page in the book and I say, "Oh, hey, look, it's Grandma."
It 110% is Grandma.
Holy shit.
Yeah, here's the wildest shit. Like, there is information about people that you have never like heard about, but there is even like stories about like organizations within Delta Green that are like called like God's Teeth and stuff like that. Like,
man. Okay.
just like here's all of it
That's
is in that book, more or less.
That's
It's shit that they should not know.
That's a sweet little Easter egg, Kyle.
That's an excellent Easter egg. Somewhere those guys are rubbing their hands going, "Mwahaha."
So yeah, this shit cannot get out because it is listing what you can only assume are their actual honest to God human names.
Jesus, cheese and crackers.
Yeah, like this is a bad thing.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm making a
Somebody
to-do
gotta
list.
die.
Give me 2 seconds. I'm making a to-do list. And then you can tell me if you have anything to add to it. So first thing seems like we need to kill Troy. It seems like we need to destroy the servers. It seems like we need to seize all the physical copies of the game and possibly fucking
Shit, man.
get some warrants to arrest all the people leading these playtest groups until we can clear that they're not vectors as well.
Well, what about what do we do? One of those, what do you call them? Recalls.
That's a possibility. Yeah, that's a possibility. I don't know how that would work, because usually it would be a company recall, right?
Yeah, it'd be like,
so
hey,
we would just pose as the company, or we would force, or the government, a government recall.
No, not a government recall. These people are paranoid. That would only make it worse.
Alex Jones would lose his shit. Government's infringing on our rights.
Look, maybe we just play it off as, hey, yo, bad print, and recall them and never send out the other one.
So, like, we pretend to be from the company.
Collective we. I get the feeling that's going to be somebody above us.
Got it.
You guys can make an int times 5 if you want.
Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah, I pass.
Okay. Yeah, I figured you would. You have a crazy high end, don't you?
Crit fail 100.
Okay. Yeah, for sure. For sure. Like you have a very bad plan. Yeah, you have a terrible idea. But for the success, as you were looking at the playtest material, you see that there are actual, like, because of how the NDA was like written on this. You're supposed to turn all the playtest material in to the game master running it, who then turns it in to the company. So they actually have a recall system in place.
So that would theoretically happen after every playtest session. So
Probably.
they would theoretically all be at the company.
Theoretically, yes.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, my instinct is that Chris fellow who shocked you at the playtest is probably a hapless bystander rather than some sort of
I don't know
imperial
about
sorcerer. Maybe not. I don't know. I am suspicious, but at the same time, it seems like I don't know how what's the word I'm looking for? Conscientious they necessarily are about the actual magic in the game. You know
that.
what
He
I
just
mean?
seemed like a nerd.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, how aware they are. So I guess that is probably our I don't know. I thought let's take care of the immediate issue, which is Troy and the information at the company, and then we can check in with our handler and see about what we should do about these possible loose ends.
Yeah.
So you prep, you get all of your gear. Just so I know, you just have the carbine, like you don't have a sidearm, Iris?
I probably just have like the base stuff in the book, which I think came with a sidearm.
You can have a 9mm.
You would definitely, a special operator would definitely have like
weird.
a medium handgun or something.
Yeah. And Violet, you only have the 22, right? Like
that is correct. Yeah.
Okay.
No, I only have the 22, and I didn't like requisition. She's not a gun slinger.
Is there any other stuff that you might want to bring with you?
I feel like now this is so counterintuitive for me, I say in character. But I guess we should like leave our electronics behind.
Go in blind?
Well, they're gonna know we're coming if we have our electronics on us. That's how they track people. Now, the other thing I could say is like, trying to catch her alone seemed to work pretty well. That might be I don't know, maybe it won't work as well a second time, but I don't know. What do you think? Assault or try and do something more clandestine?
Well, like you said, we're probably already made, so let's go loud.
All right.
Go loud.
We're in Wisconsin. Maybe I will get is there a gun shop?
Oh, that's a terrible plan.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's a terrible plan. Like Iris, you would know that would make Violet instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like, hey, I want to buy a gun. Next day, oh look, the thing with this exact serial number was found.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
you're right.
I'm sorry, Iris, you had something that you wanted to say. Did you have a question or a requisition or anything?
Can I get some gas?
I'm so glad you said that because I wasn't sure if I was because my next question was gonna be, how are you guys gonna destroy the servers? But I think you found it.
Burn the building.
So you get some kerosene. And you get
Delta Green special.
You get matches and lighters, and a steel and flint, just in case. And are you taking the murder Prius or are you hoofing it?
Hoofing it would look weird
with a carbine. I guess let's get should we wait till night, presumably, right? To go in.
Oh, hell yes.
And then what do we do about Troy? Do we kill Troy first before we burn the building down?
Yes.
Okay. So do we try and get him in the building? Do we go in before he goes home?
Scope it out. Wait for everybody else to... Well, he's the only other employee, right?
Yeah, but weren't
Yes.
am I wrong in remembering that you told me there were more than the 2 people that pulled you up from the building, or was it just the 2?
It was just the two.
Just the 2, yeah.
Just the 2.
Just the 2.
Okay. Great. Then then let's
It's
hope
also
that
a standalone building. It's not like connected to other
Okay.
offices.
Yeah,
Own thing.
let's scope it out, try and black bag them, and then go in and burn the servers down.
Okay. So you drive, park, and then hoof it like the block or so that you feel it would be safe to hoof it to get there. The lights are all off in the building. It's about 10, 11 o'clock. And you ski down. The alarm that just go off. Sorry.
Presumably the lot is empty.
Oh, it's empty as the grave.
All right. Well, maybe then
That's ominous.
Well, no, it is ominous because it is as empty as Britta's grave because you guys see Britta walk by in one of the second floor windows.
Say what?
Britta's.
Yeah. Helplessness. Actually, fuck that. This is helplessness. It might be supernatural or unnatural. Go ahead and just roll sanity anyway. None of you are acclimated.
I failed.
Wah, wah.
Fail.
All right.
Nice. Here we go.
I'm slowly rolling higher. That's 3 sand to both of you.
Hey,
she's
was that
fucking.
helplessness?
Yeah.
Hey, guess what?
Are you immune now?
I'm adapted to helplessness.
I'm used to it now.
What do I roll for that?
Oh fuck.
I gotta find my book. Hang on a sec.
Yeah, I'm looking for it too. Adaptation. Suppressing insanity. Adaptation. When adapted threat, you always succeed in sanity tests. You lose 1d6 POW and add the same amount to your breaking point.
Could you repeat that? I wasn't.
Sure. You lose 1d6 power and add the same amount to your breaking point. Also, don't forget we can project. We can project our sanity damage onto our bonds.
I would like to do that.
Instead? Sure. When you lose sand, you can transfer 1d6 points of the loss to one bond. So go ahead and roll 1d6, and we'll see how much of the 3 you transfer to your bond. And which bond are you doing? Tom or Chloe?
Tom.
Okay. He's a dick anyway.
Oh, thank God. I'm so glad that was not the power roll. That was a 6.
Somehow this is Tom's fault.
I don't know how it's his fault, but it is.
Yeah, just okay. So what about this? When you came back from the incident that brought you into the fold, Tom just did not believe you. He thought that you were losing it and wasn't supportive at all, and he took Chloe away.
And that's how he became my ex.
And this is his fault because, God damn it, if he had been any different, maybe you wouldn't be here right goddamn now.
Watching a dead woman walking through a building.
Yeah.
All his goddamn fault.
That motherfucking Tom. So yeah, she just sort of walks by the window.
Fuck.
Is her throat still slashed?
No, it's fine.
That
what the fuck?
is.
Yeah, it's also funny. No one checked under the turtleneck when you had the corpse.
Oh damn! I totally. We were shook up.
I know.
We were shook.
That's the one thing I'm taking and being mean about is the fucking turtleneck.
That's fair. That's
After
fair.
all that buildup of what's under there, we didn't.
That's fair.
Oh my God!
Damn.
So there is the front door. There are some large bay windows on the first floor. There's a back door.
Okay. There's a front door and a back door.
Yeah.
Do we torch the building and hope it flushes them out and then just try and take them down while they're out here and then chop their fucking heads off? What do we do?
Nah, too much risk. Somebody might drive by.
Could get the fire department here very quickly.
Yeah.
So what's the plan, Stan?
We go in.
All right.
We go in.
All right.
Lock one
We
of the
go in.
doors so they can't get out.
Mhm.
Okay.
Funnel them towards one specific area and let it rip.
Yeah.
So you bar the front or the back door?
We bar the front door, right? Yeah, because we want any action to take place in the back or inside, not in the front on the street.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you bar the front door, and because I am going to say that this is a clandestine op, both of your weapons have silencers. I mean, they're not going to make it completely.
Is this
silent.
What kind of neighbor? I know that there's a restaurant across the street, but is it like, is there residential? Are there residential houses, or is it mostly commercial stuff?
It's mostly commercial, and most of the businesses are closed right now, but the restaurant
fortunately.
is open.
All right. Well, hopefully this won't take too long.
Hopefully it will be quick. So who's taking point? I assume the special ops.
Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, let me know how I can be useful.
Keep your eyes peeled.
Yeah.
Aim the gun at what you want to shoot. Pull the trigger.
Got it.
Not me.
You've had some gun fondling training, but
I have.
just like the basic Delta Green 20%.
Yeah, I mean, I do think she probably would have gone. Well, I don't know. I actually don't know if to work at the EA. I know that I don't know if she would have gone through Quantico for that.
Okay.
Probably not. I think Quantico is just the FBI.
No, the DEA does train there, but it may just be the special agents, and she's not a special agent.
Oh, at the very least, Delta Green's going to teach you how to shoot a gun.
Well,
at
right,
the very least.
Yes.
Is a carbine a heavy weapon, or does that just count as firearms?
Let me check.
I think it's just firearms.
Yeah, because it's like right on the threshold. And
Yeah, it's not like
carbine is firearms.
Okay. So then everything you're doing is going to be firearms for everybody. You get in and you open the door and it is unlocked. The back door specifically is unlocked. The front door was locked.
It's like they knew we were going to come in the back door and bar the front door.
And you slide the door open very gently. There's a lot of UV light in this room, casting everything in this sort of like purple glow. You can see that the curtains around most of the windows were blocking this light from spilling out.
So there are curtains around the windows?
Oh yeah, almost all of them, but like everything's UV light.
What if I open a window? I want to try drawing a curtain.
Sure. You go to move the curtain. And when you look for the window, it is locked and nailed shut.
Damn.
Oh dear.
All right.
This is not good.
Nope. But I guess we're going forward, right? We gotta complete the mission.
This is a 2-story building with a basement. You are in a large opening, like foyer almost. Off to the side, there's a kitchen. There is what looks to be like maybe like a large open gaming space with a large table sort of more towards the front. There's a bathroom, and then more towards the front door are the stairs up to the second floor. And on the back side of those is a door that you can only assume leads down to the basement.
All right. So how are we going to do this?
Well, out of character, I have no idea how to clear a building.
Slice the pie.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
top down or bottom up? I mean, we're in the middle.
Yeah.
We know there's someone on the top. There's probably something horrible in the basement if my gut instinct tells me anything.
Well, I mean, that's where you keep servers, in somewhere cold.
Right. Servers and probably something else, I imagine. But maybe not.
I say head for the basement then.
All right.
Okay.
You don't think we should try and take the people out upstairs first?
Oh shit, actually. Yeah, better idea. Go up, start at the top, go down.
All right.
So you walk, and as you get near that gaming room where all the UV lights are on, you can see that the walls are all painted in like fluorescent paints that are invisible unless these lights are on. And it's just like runes and just so much stuff written in that Atlantean dialect all over the walls.
Can
The stairs are on your right.
Up or down?
Up and down.
I think up first. I want to try. It's paint. Oh, I don't have any. Are there any like writing utensils, markers, paint, anything around?
Yeah, on the table in the middle of that room, there is a perfectly displayed pad of paper and a pencil.
Is there anything drawn on the pad of paper? Out of curiosity,
There isn't even a page taken off of it.
I am. God, I don't know. Do we want to? Okay, part of me wants to copy some of this stuff down as an asset to return to DG. So I guess maybe I'll do that on a page of the notebook.
So you
also,
yeah. So you walk to grab the paper. I need dexterity.
Okay.
I'm staying out in the hallway.
I pass.
For real?
I got a 29 out of 65.
Holy shit.
You're nimble.
I thought, am I looking at the wrong sheet?
I'm
looking at Iris.
13.
I'm
I'm adroit.
Okay.
That's my distinguishing feature.
So it's weird when you walk in here, like your hairs begin to like raise on your arms and your legs and your neck, and like your normally straight ass hair begins to like frizz up like goddamn Merida, and you grab the paper and quickly get out of that room before something bad happens to you.
Yeah. Damn. Okay. I want to try defacing some of the writing, see if that does anything with the pencil.
I don't recommend going in there.
Okay, fine. You're right. Let's keep.
There is a
on.
footstep from upstairs.
Okay, let's kill this bitch. Sorry, excuse my language.
Hey, no
Violet is just like puts her hand to her mouth and says, "Ooh, I'm sorry." Iris is such a potty mouth. Oh no, Violet is such a potty mouth. Excuse me.
I only cussed like once.
No, I know you're fine. Violet.
I do swear like a sailor, but I know that using that language.
Violet's more operator than Iris.
Yeah, yeah. That's what I'm thinking. Like Violet turned into like the actual murder machine instead of the nerd. I'm genuinely surprised. I
love it.
So yeah, fuck around.
What do you want to do with the pad and paper? Are you taking it with you, or are you going to set it down because it might get in the way of your gun?
What I want to do is I want to like copy as many of the runes as I can to one sheet of paper, like fold that paper up, put it in my pocket, and leave the rest of the pad.
Okay, so you do that. That will take a little bit of time. Iris, you cool with that?
Yeah, I'm cool. I'm keeping an eye on the door.
So
or not the door.
If you want to go up and shoot someone up, that's fine, but also you can wait for me. I'm
waiting for you. No one goes alone.
So you wait, you keep your head on a swivel.
Yep.
And she finishes up and puts the pad and paper down. And when you all go to like walk back up those steps, you look back just very briefly, Violet, at the pad and paper where you put it down, like on like a dresser or something, like a little stand. It's gone. It's back on the table and a page hasn't been ripped off of it.
It's freaky.
And then you both walk upstairs. It is a large sort of like U-shaped hallway, essentially. And there are 4 doors in this like horseshoe hallway almost. You are in the middle of it. To your left there are 2 doors, to your right there are 2 doors.
Can we figure out which room we saw
or what where the footstep came from?
Yeah.
So from where you are facing, like if you're on the stairs and you're looking forward, like up the stairs, it is the back left door. That's the one closest to the front where you saw her.
All right. Let's hit hard.
Pile up on the door.
You pile up on the door. Iris, I assume you're moving the knob?
Kick it down. Bust it down.
I'm kicking the door down.
Okay. The door doesn't budge. It's barred.
Son of a bitch.
I mean, there is a beautiful brass knob waiting for you.
I'm not touching that thing.
Shoot the knob.
Foot,
You could shoot
door,
the knob.
Shoot the lock.
next to
Shoot
the knob.
Okay, foot, door, knob. You shoot, and with a loud like, it crackles and the knob falls off. And then whatever force was holding the door shut, it just dissipates and you trip and fall forward. I need dexterity from you to not eat shit.
Again.
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. Dex is my dump stat.
Oh no.
That's a fail. That's 13 out of. Wait, no. No, that's a pass. I was looking at the wrong thing. I was reading the score instead of the times 5.
Times
13
5.
out of 40.
Oh, so good. So when you put your foot down, you narrowly miss putting your foot down on a slat of wood that has had a bunch of nails hammered through it and are facing up like some sort of nasty pincushion trap.
Ugh.
Room's empty. Except for all those nails, this room's empty.
Damn.
All right. Let's clear this floor. Let's quickly search this room, and just make sure that there's no secret compartments anywhere. It's just an empty room with like nails sticking up out of the floor. Literally no furniture or anything.
So it's like loose slots of wood with nails in it that are like placed on the
Got
wood
it.
floor. But yeah, there's literally nothing in this
Okay.
room. You search and there is nothing.
It's
All
like
right.
those traps from Vietnam.
Very similar to those traps
Yeah.
from Vietnam, like a survivalist compound even.
All right.
So you check, I assume you're just going to work your way one by one down the doors.
I think
Yeah.
that's the plan. Yeah.
So you continue your gun method of opening these doors, which is wise. The second room has like what looks to be like a drafting table on it, as well as several computers. The computers have been completely destroyed, and they are missing their hard drives.
Crap.
The next room has like what looks to be like a lounge, like couch, refrigerator, just like a chill place to like have lunch, I guess. There's some posters on the wall. Nothing really spectacular in here. You get to the fourth door, and there is something immediately different when you put your gun to the knob. It is plastic.
Hmm.
Can we hear anything from the inside of the door?
No.
All right.
Plastic doesn't conduct electricity.
No, it doesn't.
And this one does this one also feel like it's barred shut?
Do you touch the knob?
I mean like putting our weight against the door, like trying to bust it down like we did the first one when we could tell like when it felt barred, you know what I mean?
If you want to give it a swift kick with strength times 5, you could see. But that would require a commitment of force.
Yeah.
Let me
What do
just
you-
try the doorknob.
So you grab the doorknob and you swing the door open. And yeah, it's fine. The power is off in here. There's not a single light on in here. In fact, it's like really dark in there. Like pitch black in there. Can't see hand in front of your face black. Like an inky curtain has fallen over the doorway.
Do you have a light on your gun?
I would imagine I'd have a flashlight or something.
Yeah, you turn the flashlight on, nothing. It's just consumed by the darkness.
That shit ain't natural.
No, that's really creepy. Okay, well, I guess I'll well, I don't want to just like send you in, but is there a sense of like, can we feel the walls? Like, do the walls seem to correspond with like the walls of the building?
Do you want to put your hand inside and feel the walls?
Yeah,
Okay, yeah, feels like normal walls.
feels like normal walls.
Yeah, the same like stucco wall as the rest of the building.
All right.
Step
And-
in, clear, step out.
Step in, go to clear. Step in, go to clear. Door shuts.
Shit.
I try and open it.
No. Nice try. The door's gone. It's not there. There's no knob on this side.
Oh no.
So
Is there a knob on my side?
you're both on the same side.
Oh fuck me.
Yeah. You both went in. And that's when That's when it happens. Both of your characters were alive in the 90s. I imagine they've seen these things before. You remember those like balls of glass with like a Brillo pad inside, and they would make these like licks of like purple lightning against the glass?
Yeah.
It's one of those turns on in the middle of the room, except it doesn't have glass. And these big swaths of lightning are sort of...
I look away from it.
You close your eyes and look away.
I look away.
And they slowly begin to like lick the ground around. And that's when you realize that the ground is made of that like rubbery plastic as well. What are you doing, Iris?
Oh shit, I don't know.
Okay. Unfortunately for both of you, then, here's what it means.
Oh no.
We're dead.
I'm gonna need constitution checks because the lightning finds purchase in the only conductive thing in the room. You two.
Us.
Yes.
I fail.
Good, because you had a penalty too. Because you were looking. Yeah.
Oh, thank Christ. 26 out of 65.
Okay, so it's only 1 damage to you. This bypasses armor because it's like electrocution. And for those who failed,
I wasn't wearing any armor, so not a big deal.
oh, you guys don't have like bulletproof vests?
No, we definitely would.
Yeah, you
I
guys
don't know if
probably
we
have.
specified that we put them on, but
Yeah, I assume
we'd have them. Yeah, we'd have them.
they were in the garbage bag. It's going to be 2 hit points of damage to you, Violet, and just 1 to you, Iris. This thing continues to like lick the ground, and like the current that is attached to you, like it's like in one of your shoulders, you can see almost like a closing fan. The other bolts begin to like narrow and draw closer and closer.
Shit,
to
is there a way out?
When you say there's no door, is the door gone or is there just no handle on this side?
The door is there. There is no handle.
Shoot the door. Shoot this door open.
Yeah,
Just unload on it. Obliterate it.
Door open.
That's going to be a shooting. Firearms. Unfortunately, that's going to be firearms minus 10 because first off, it's pitch black in here, and second off, you're being electrocuted.
You go ahead and try.
Minus 10. You try too, please, because I only have a 10% with minus 10.
So you both start to unload on this door, hoping you're shooting in the right
I
spot.
got a fucking too, so I actually passed my firearms check.
Good thing you did, because I failed.
So you, with that carbine, you switch it to like fucking 3-round burst, and you're just like the 22 with like a shot blessed by the gods themselves somehow manages to hit the locking mechanism, and the door swings open.
I died.
I'm running.
Okay. As you are leaving, I will need 1 more con from both of you. Con times 5, this time at minus 10, because an additional tether has joined.
I passed it on the nose with my natural score, but minus 10, I fail again.
Oh, I'm so sorry, Bubby.
Fail.
It's all good.
So both of you are going to take, 4 hit points of damage from this.
I'm almost unconscious.
I'm good.
I have 9 hit points total, and I just took 6 in that little scene, so I'm down to 3. So I think at 2 you become unconscious.
Oh my God, you're having a bad fucking day.
I'm okay. I have 15.
You might have to drag me out of this building, Iris.
Yeah. Possibly. Jesus, for the purposes of the one shot, I'll give it to you at I'll let you go down at 1, just because I'm not super clear on that rule either. But at 0, I'm pretty sure you're fucking dead. So
yeah, there are weird ways of interpreting the 0 hit points rule, but my understanding of rules as written is that if you hit 0, you die, which I'm fine with.
So that's how we're gonna run it. 1 will be unconscious, 0 will be dead.
That sounds good to me.
Oh man.
So you're hurting real bad.
Yeah, I'm fried.
Sorry, Vi.
I'm still hanging in there. I still got 10 hit points.
Okay, you have more hit points than fucking she did at max.
Yeah, I have 15 at max.
So And once you get through it, just like you cross that threshold of inky blackness and you can't see the ball anymore, but you can still hear its bzzz.
Close the door.
Oh yeah, you close the door and shut it behind you.
Yeah, and I
I
shoved
hate
something in.
this place.
The entire hallway is painted in those ruins now, in those sigils and glyphs of UV paint.
Damn. All right, let's move fast to the basement.
Yep. Fuck
All
this
right.
shit.
So you move down to the basement, and something you guys didn't see when you went past the basement before was that it has a keyhole, and there was no key in it. But now there is a key in it.
I don't want to touch that key, to be quite honest.
It's very brass.
Mm,
Do you have something that we can turn it with that doesn't conduct electricity?
just my flex cuffs.
You have rubber gloves or something, or flex gloves?
I have my flex cuffs. That's about
Cuffs.
it.
Oh,
There is a sound from the basement,
oh boy. Okay.
like
Here we go.
pealing thunder as you all deliberate.
All right. I want to just shoot the lock.
Shoot the lockout.
You shoot the door. The bullet bounces off.
Oh fuck. God damn. Someone's gonna have to turn this key. I'm afraid I'm gonna die if I turn
I'll do it.
Yeah, you turn the key. Nothing happens. You're fine.
Turn the key. Kick the door open.
Yeah, you throw that door open, and there are the stairs leading down, and the basement is normal dark. So your flashlight cuts through it just fine, but it is dark down there. You can see some like tarped boxes and things like that as you head down.
Yeah. Get that gasoline ready.
Oh yeah.
The basement is cut in half, bisected by a wall, and in the other side of that wall, you can hear the buzzing of a storm and the occasional peal of thunder.
That must be where this quote unquote servers are.
Yeah.
The door shuts. On the top of the stairs, the door shuts.
Of course. All right. Let's
Nothing
fucking
to
do
it but
this.
to do it.
Let's just do it.
Okay, so there are two doors that lead into this server room, one on each side that isn't exposed to an outer wall. Same door, different doors.
Different doors.
Different doors, I suppose.
The whole wall is rubber.
That
The
means
door, rubber. The knob, plastic.
There's gonna be something big in there, and it's
Something
gonna
big and
hurt us.
electrocuting.
Yeah.
I
Is
suggest
there a way? Can we like? Hey, did you bring grenades or something? Flashbangs or anything?
Do you say that to Iris?
I guess so.
From the
no,
other...
no. I don't yell that.
No, it's okay. It's okay. I'm taking this one. This one's for me
that's
now.
fine, yeah.
Oh no.
From the far corner of the basement, opposite to where you are, like to your backs, you hear Britta say, "No, she didn't."
Fucking, I turn.
Burn, unload.
Yeah.
Just give me shooting then.
Oh, I
I'm not
actually,
talking to the abomination.
I actually passed again. I got an 18 out of 20.
Okay, roll damage, please.
38 out of 60.
Roll damage, please. I have a feeling she's donezo.
This thing has lethality on it. Should I roll that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
please roll lethality. Roll the kill damage.
Nope.
Nope.
But what'd you get? Because you still had the numbers
Oh,
together
it's
for the
1d12.
damage.
Sorry, rolled the wrong dice.
It's okay. It's okay. How did our little pistol do? I think it's a D4 pistol.
The medium pistols are
A
D10.
22 is a medium?
Yeah,
Whoa.
I looked it up in the book.
I
It was a
figured
medium.
22s would
It's a
have been
one-
lights. That's like a baby fucking bullet.
I
Okay.
know. It's I swear to God, 22s and 23s are classified as medium.
I believe you. That's just wild to me.
I know. Yeah. So it's a D10, and I shot
for it.
four damage.
Okay.
Which I will probably not like. It's probably going to be like she gets torn apart by a carbine, and I'm like, pew, bang bang.
No lethality, but max damage.
Woofa doofa.
I know, right?
So
Finally, my rolls start paying off.
yeah, just like you both garbage day her. Like you just tear her body apart with the carbine fire, and you just get her like in the the jaw, like cheekbone with the 22, and she just drops.
I quickly run over and look at her neck. I pull the turtleneck down.
There's no scar, but one thing that you do notice is that when you pull the turtleneck down, like below where it covers, her skin is just this like bruise of purple with like veins of black, like almost like when someone's electrocuted.
Oh, she was a walking corpse.
Well, I'm gonna make a sanity check for that if that's okay with you.
Yeah, I'm fine with it because you're the one looking at it.
Yeah.
I love how you guys are just like doing it before I gotta ask.
I do pass.
Okay. So because you already took the 1 minimum for the murder, you take nothing.
Okay.
But like this is fucked up. This poor girl, man.
Yeah.
She's like younger than you.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And that's it. There's no one else down here. You guys do a thorough sweep and you don't find anybody.
All right, let's in this room, let's burn this shit. Time to burn.
Yeah.
Time to just light it on fire and run.
So you're not going to the server?
What?
Oh,
the server.
no, fuck that server room.
Yeah, okay.
Wait, yeah, I thought that we were going to burn the servers down. Sorry, that's what I meant.
You do have to. That's okay. So you're going to go into the server's room and then try to just burn this motherfucker.
Well, yeah, I wish we had just thought, it's classic Delta Green. I wish we had thought for one more step, because what I want like a Molotov cocktail to throw in there, but we may not have that.
For shame, you only have guzzling.
I know. So let's just I don't know what other choice we have at this point, but
So you both open the doors, and the server room has its stacks of servers. All of the coaxial cable, all of their wrappers are purple. There is a strange cooling system in here, though, to keep the server room ice cold. And it pumps out this like strange purpley gas, and it pools heavier than air on the ground. And you can see one person in here ducking behind one of the servers. And it is Troy. And boy, howdy, does he have a shotgun.
All right, time to do it.
He's going to get a free shot because he knew you were coming. So
because of all the chaos.
Fair enough. Because
all the chaos, all the divination. Odds or evens? One of you, just odds or evens?
Iris, it's all you.
Odd.
You want odd?
Yeah.
3 is an odd number if memory serves.
Yep. Come at me.
I plan to.
3 armor.
Fires that shot. I got a 44.
That's a crit.
I think that's a crit. Hey, how does crit damage work?
Is
Double.
it
Is
it double or is it yeah, double, I suppose.
Double it is. Well, all right.
Actually, let me check.
Because this could just fucking do you in.
Yeah, this could just straight up.
You may have a chance. You may have a chance to dodge, possibly.
Get the fuck out of it. It ain't gonna do you in.
Can I dodge?
I mean, if you want, go ahead and roll dodge, sure, but it don't matter.
Yeah, I'm dead.
No, you're fine. I rolled snake eyes.
Oh, only 2 damage.
Oh, lucky!
I got a fucking crit on like my only attack of the fucking game. Goddamn snake eyes, and I'm fucking. Ooh, I should just lie. Yeah, just like your instincts take over. You roll to the other side of the wall, and the buckshot rips through just a part of your shoulder, dealing 2 damage, which I think gets eaten by your armor, right?
Yeah, 3 armor.
Fuck me! I didn't even. Oh my god. Yeah.
And
so
you gave it to us too.
I know.
You get a shotgun bruise.
Yeah, you get a bruise.
It's gonna be an interesting story to tell.
Yeah. Damn, my villains suck. Oh well.
No, your villains are awesome.
No,
yeah, it's okay.
These are good. These are good. I like them.
Yeah.
So
I like them.
They don't have to be. Like.
don't worry, we're not done yet. One of you. Which one of you has the higher dex? It looks like Violet.
I
has
do, I think. Yeah.
13.
I have 13.
So Violet, you first. What do you want to do? It's a server room with 3 like corridors of servers, essentially. He is hiding behind the one at the farthest side. He has substantial cover from you.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna so he's in like the far back end of the room,
Yeah.
like the opposite end from us.
The opposite end from you.
From
Iris
me,
has
not from her.
Iris has a clean shot.
Okay. Well then, in the opposite end from me, I'm gonna, I suppose, just like start dumping gasoline everywhere and hope that she can shoot him.
So you just start to throw gasoline. You like start to pull like cables, like Cat 6 cables out of just everything you can. You throw the gasoline like into the ports and shit. Like you just start going. And that's not gonna require a roll. Yeah. Okay. The next highest dexterity is you have an 8, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so that is unfortunately not higher than Britta.
Britta?
Yeah. So a bit of electricity crackles between 2 of the servers, and Britta reforms.
Sand check.
Yeah, please sand check, by the way, guys.
I failed.
Oh my god. That's gonna be 3 sand.
I am not. Oh man, 1 away from my breaking point.
Hey, guess what? I just hit it.
Okay. Do you want to project? Do you want to project?
Fuck yeah, I want to project.
Project. Yeah. If I could suggest Violet, project as well, because it's gonna happen.
Yeah. I'm sure it's gonna happen. Do I want to project that one? Yeah, you know what? I will. Why not? I'll fucking project that. I'm gonna project that on my Learn to Cope support group bond.
How the fuck can I learn to
I'm gonna go
this?
Yeah, well, I'm gonna go through the steps that they give me to help cope with my because So I'm gonna go through the steps so that when the steps don't work, I can take it out on them.
Roll a d6 each, y'all. Like
Actually,
so it's 1d6.
1d6. Yes. Can you?
Can I repress that?
Suppressing insanity? Yeah, sure. You can suppress it.
Okay, so it says roll 1d4. -2.
Mm-hmm.
And put me at that. I guess I'll take that out of my ex-husband again.
Fuck him.
That's what ex-husbands are for.
Tom is gonna get such a thrashing when you see him again. He's the pits.
He's gonna get chewed out like he's a private in boot camp.
I projected all 3 of the sanity points.
Okay, it was only I think I said it was only 2.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, whichever. I think it was just 2, but maybe it was 3. I already moved the D4 away.
Okay.
So she reaches in between 2 of the racks and she pulls out a pistol. And she is gonna cap the one she has a direct shot on, which is you, Iris. Do you want to roll to dodge? I assume. Can you do that for every attack against you?
You can, but I believe it uses up your action is the problem. So like,
okay,
yeah,
I
think.
You know what? I'm gonna
take it.
I don't even know if that's an actual pistol. It might shoot lightning for all I know.
It's a taser. It's a gun for sure, but it might shoot lightning. You don't know.
Fuck it. I'll dodge.
Well, so, an 88 is a critical fail.
A 13 is a success.
The gun explodes in her hand, and her arm is just disintegrated, and she dies.
She has died 3 times in this one scenario. I fucking love Delta Green. I fucking love it. That's so awesome.
Goddamn.
Troy.
Oh my god, how many times can we kill her?
Troy does not give a shit about her death.
Yeah.
Now it is your turn, Iris. I'm just going to give it to you. She critically failed. I'll give you your turn back because, I mean,
oh, man,
live your
that's
truth.
awesome. Oh, I have a direct shot on him, right?
It's not a direct. He has partial cover, so it'll be at -5%. But yes, you have a good ass shot.
Yeah.
If you want to move in, you can absolutely get close to him, and you'll be in the server room, but you'll have an advantage on your shooting.
I'll take that advantage.
So you walk in and you round it while he's like aiming this shotgun, this double-barreled shotgun, in the direction of poor sweet Violet, who actually is not poor or sweet. She's a monster.
Yeah,
and she's just like screaming and just dumping gasoline.
So I give you +10 instead.
Ooh.
Woofa-duffa.
Oh, it's a 70% chance to hit.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Very good. Damn, why are my dice never this good when I'm playing Delta Green somewhere other than here? 15.
I'm the good luck.
You are good luck. I've never rolled this good in Delta Green before.
I'm so happy. Go ahead and tear this nerd apart.
Don't mind if I do.
They're gonna come back in a round, so might as well get our kicks out again and again and again.
Yep.
Hey, guess what?
Yeah.
Lethality.
Yeah, awesome.
So, what happens to him? Just how do you do him?
I will lay down the trigger and just blow his fucking head off.
And it just it pops like a balloon full of red cottage cheese, and he drops to the ground dead. There are now 3 bodies in this basement. Don't forget, Britta has 2 bodies down here already.
True.
Yeah, right.
That's a fail on a sand check for violence, by the way.
Oh my god. Yeah, because this is still someone, you are still murdering them. So that's a fail. So let me just check inflicting violence.
Even if it's in
kill and
self-defense.
1d4. Kill and self-defense. Well, that's a 1. So
okay, I'm 2 above. I'm
holding on.
Hanging in there.
Tom, I'm fucking coming for you.
Tom's a dead man after this.
Top of the initiative. That's going to be Violet. You've gassed about a fourth of in here. Every action will do 1/4.
Got it. Okay, so I'm gonna gas another fourth, and I recommend that you do the same on your half of the room. Works from
depending on if I get a turn or not. Yeah.
You do get a turn this round because they both died the previous round. You both get a turn, but something does happen. In the corner of the room that you first gassed, here's the problem. That's the door that you were blocking, that you walked in from, Violet.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
The door that Violet's closest to. A lick of electricity coming off of these servers catches it on fire.
Shit. Okay.
All right.
Let's get
go.
the hell
Let's
out.
go. Let's. Yeah.
You gotta get the rest of this room.
Yeah, we gotta finish the job. We gotta make sure this goes up. We have to make 100% sure.
Yeah, but we're gonna die if we stay in here.
Well, you know what? We might have to. We gotta make sure this shit goes down.
All that's left is the back right corner where Troy was originally.
Fuck it. I'm going over there. I'm gonna douse it and then I'm gonna fucking run.
Yeah, and just trail
I
gas.
I misspeak. So it's like Violet gassed her 2 nearest to her. And then I guess on your turn, because you get your turn this turn, do you want to do the farthest one or do you want to do the one by the door you're at right now?
Farthest one.
Hell yeah.
You both are in the farthest corner of the room. Top of the initiative. That's Violet.
All right, so the room's already caught on fire. You're in the back.
You're both in the back. You're both in that back corner.
All right. We're both in the same back corner.
Oh,
all
yeah.
right. I make for the front, but I don't gas the final quadrant. I'm gonna let her do that so it's not on fire before she gets there.
So you just have the gas tank in hand as you run in that direction. Middle
and
slot
my
of the
gun, yeah.
Yep. Oh,
I'm gonna toss the gas tank. I don't want it blowing up in my hands. So
okay. So you toss the gas tank onto the ground and it begins to pour out. Middle of the initiative, another crackle of electricity. And then Britta returns since she has top of the initiative. She sort of like looks around and goes, well, the gun wasn't supposed to explode.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, no shit. And then she says something in that Atlantean language and points a finger at you.
Well, I'm gonna die.
Yeah, probably. So this is gonna be her occult. Well, a 13 will do it, I think.
Yep. Well, nice knowing you.
Oh, dang.
So
You were a fun one, Iris.
D12. How's 7 do you?
I'm still alive.
Oh, yeah.
This bolt just rips through you. It hurts like nothing you have ever felt before in your life. Violet, you can see her eyes go like purple and crackle, helplessness.
Yeah. I fail.
Do I manage to scream at least?
No, it's completely gagged. You can't even breathe when it like arcs through you. That'll be 3, dear Violet. 3.
All right. Still not at my breaking point yet.
Okay. It is Iris's turn.
Can I move?
Get to the chopper.
Yeah, you can fucking go.
I'm gonna fucking go.
Yeah.
You book it
And
and like you throw your last gas can out, I assume.
Yes, as I run, and I flip her the bird as I go.
You flip her the bird from like a smoking finger.
it's
Violet,
like that scene in Austin Powers. Why won't you die?
Violet, you held your action because you didn't really do anything beyond running.
Yeah.
You pull the door shut just as the bottom of the initiative, another crackle of electricity, and Troy returns into that server room. And then they see that they're surrounded by flames, and they just sit down on the ground, crisscross applesauce as you shut the door.
All right, I guess. And
Get
it's
the hell out.
It's definitely going, right? The fire's definitely blazing.
Fucking popping off in there.
All
It
right,
is
let's get the
wild.
fuck out of here.
The rubber walls are beginning to
To-
melt,
Good.
and you can see like little shoots of electricity shooting out of it.
All right, we're
run,
out
run.
of here. Run.
The electricity
we run.
catches tarps and dust on fire, and it just gets awful in there. And you all run up. That door is still shut.
Kick it open.
You give strength.
Yeah.
Strength times 5.
This one's for all the marbles. I'm so glad I stacked strength. Oh god. Oh, just barely. Oh.
God damn it. You just like throw yourself against the door, and it splinters and breaks as you put all of your weight against it. Violet, you help her get to her feet, and you run out towards that back door, and you throw it open, except it is locked.
Fuck.
The ground beneath
Shoot
you,
the lock.
the ground beneath you begins to like smoke between the floorboards. You pop the lock.
Yeah,
and
just
dive.
unload.
Just dive through the door as it comes open, like breaking the glass with the sheer force. And that is when you both enter the back of the building. And I will need stealth to get back to the car from both of you.
I pass 47 out of 50.
Okay.
What's the stealth?
Stealth, just stealth. To get back to the car without getting caught.
Yes.
Yes.
Just barely.
Just barely.
Same. We're both like
there is a close call as you like roll out of the house. You can see someone coming out of the restaurant across the street, and you dive behind the trash cans and just wait. And then the person is gone, and you slip through, and you can see the building begins to fill with smoke. It'll be long time before the fire department gets here because it is a basement burn. They're not going to realize what happened until that server room is completely destroyed.
all right.
You get back to the Prius.
Back to the Prius.
Back to the Prius.
Back
You
to
drive.
the murder Prius.
You drive back to the motel, and you pack up and you leave that night.
Yeah, can we get the fuck out of Shanghai?
Yeah. You sleep in the car You do the checkout under the
Uh,
aliases, and you just go.
Yeah, on the way I call the handler and just say, servers are destroyed. We think the vectors are eliminated. We think.
You think?
Well,
what does that mean?
We killed them, and then we killed them
again.
and then we killed them,
Oh,
and then
Never
we
elect-
killed them.
the old returny
So-
switchy. I understand.
So, we did what we could. We left them in a burning basement, and we think we destroyed the source of their power. But,
Oh, good. You think you got what was bringing them back?
Yeah.
as best as we could tell.
Good.
So hopefully all the physical copies, because it was just in playtest publication, that they were all in the facility. There were these keepers, who are running these playtests. I don't know if you have any interest in getting them detained, but I give her all the kind of loose ends from where we are.
We'll take care of it. Don't worry, dear. You did quite well.
Thank you. It means a lot to hear you say that.
Yeah. Not a bad first night at the opera.
Oh no, I mean, listen, they won't all be this easy. Don't you worry about it.
Oh yeah, I bet not. I bet you saw some real crazy stuff during the 90s.
Do you drop her name?
Yes.
She hangs up.
Awesome.
And so, yeah, you both get back to the terminal. You drop off the munitions at the established point for your dead drop, and you get on your planes 2 days apart from one another, and you fly home.
I'm keeping that book, by the way.
That's totally fine. That book, if you reported that book destroyed, Delta Green would not pursue it, but that book is incredibly dangerous.
That's why I'm keeping it.
I don't blame you for that. So that's where the adventure ends.
Awesome.
But elsewhere in the world, a bunch of files on various computers are deleted. Whatever the sentient program has been destroyed at its server level, and all of the files become corrupt. All except for one that was printed off by someone living in a beautiful fishing village who had a very keen interest in Alpha Blue.
Fish? Who?
Well, that's an operation for another night.
Good job,
Okay,
y'all.
now I'm curious. Who is
That was
that?
awesome.
I don't know. It's just a ominous adventure hook for a
It's
future
a plot
adventure.
hook, yeah.
To say that the information is out there in bad hands, but
That was-
very limited.
That was really fun, Kyle. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That was awesome.
Yeah, good. I'm glad y'all liked it. This one was very, very fun to write because it was just such a weird, cheeky idea that I don't know. I had a lot of fun with it. So the vape pens.
Oh yeah, I assume we box all that up and
Oh,
DG
for sure.
will figure out what that shit does. But
So the vape pens, DG would tell you the vape pens are full of lake water from Geneva Lake. And when they vape it, it allows them to see and commune with Shabbath Ka.
So is the water in the lake itself culpable, or is it?
It goes. They put it through a process.
Oh, okay, got it.
But because it was touched by Shabbath Ka, and they were touched by Shabbath Ka, it sort of interacted magnetically almost.
Yeah, I liked it. It didn't necessarily go straight in the direction that I thought it was going to when I read the prompt, which was good.
What'd you think we were gonna do?
Oh,
just
I don't know exactly. I guess I just thought it was going to be I don't know. I was surprised. I thought that using it as, I didn't expect it to be a Delta Green game. That was I know it's kind of cheeky and tongue in cheek, but it was that fucking freaked me out. I was like, fuck, that could be a really big problem for this organization.
Yeah, I almost did
I
almost did fantastical satanic panic in Lovecraftian environs, but I was like, nah, fuck that. Let's get real weird.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. No, I thought it was I thought it was fun.
Awesome.
That was awesome.
Awesome. I'm glad you both had a lot of fun. So for Role Playing Public Radio, I have been Kyle Carty, and thank you for listening.